Chapter 67. He first went to the weeds outside, put down the surveillance equipment, and left with the camera the size of a fly. When he arrived at the life and death arena again, it was still 3 arenas with a group of people competing. The screams and roars continued, but the slaughter on the stage was no longer as ferocious as before. "I won't kill you." Scram. In the arena, a black-clothed man defeated his opponent, but he only collected his weapon. Zhang Changkong frowned slightly. Something was wrong. In the life and death arena, other than him, who would hold back? Could it be that he had changed her? Puzzled, Zhang Changkong went to look for Lu Wuhai. In the narrow space, Lu Wuhai had been waiting for a long time. Lu Wuhai said indifferently, "No stock today. Today's arena is not bad. It's less bloody," Zhang Changkong said in a low voice. Lu Wuhai calmly replied, "Learning from you. I came to tell you to hurry up and find the goods. I need starstones to break through," Zhang Changkong said indifferently. Lu Wuhai narrowed his eyes. "Are you going to enter the late-stage Starry Sea realm?" Zhang Changkong didn't say anything and turned to leave. Walking out of the narrow space, Zhang Changkong left the life and death arena. As soon as he walked out of the underground space, Zhang Changkong frowned. Someone was following him. His footsteps quickened, and so did the people behind him. Zhang Changkong rushed into the weeds, dropped the fly detector, and disappeared in a few flashes. "I lost him." The 3 men in black rushed into the weeds, but they did not even see Zhang Changkong's back. "Where's the surveillance?" The leader of the men in black asked. "The other party has blended into Wu City. There are too many people, and they are all masked and dressed in black. It will take some time to identify them. Come on, let's go ask Yilong. He dared to rob us of our starstones. If we can't catch him within 3 days, we'll seal this place." The leader of the black-clothed men snorted coldly, turned around, and entered the underground life and death arena. Zhang Changkong didn't know who was following him, nor did he need to know. Even the Chu army knew that the people who wanted to snatch the special starstones had appeared, so the other forces definitely knew about it as well. Snatching special starstones, expert saber user, middle stage Starry Sea realm. This was too easy to confirm. The military would definitely think of him. He came to the location where the equipment was previously placed, and the screen showed the surveillance footage from earlier. The fly didn't follow them in. Instead, it flew around Wu City. In the dark sky, a few flies were flying in the air. If it weren't for Zhang Changkong's amazing eyesight, it would have been difficult for him to discover it. Wu City is under surveillance. I wonder if Brother One has found anything. Zhang Changkong looked at the monitor with a solemn expression. Ding dong. Whatever came to mind, Zhou sent a video. Chao Yi, Zhang Tao, Li He, Zhuang Xianqing, and Song Jun. According to the information on the school's website, Zhuang Xianqing, Song Jun, and the others had left the school. It seemed that they were in the vicinity, or rather, Wu City. This group of people was transporting the starstones away from Rivertown. Zhou said, "Changkong, these starstones are all wasted stones. They've all absorbed the stellar power. They should be transporting them out of the city and throwing them away. However, with their status, they shouldn't be doing this. Starstones that were sucked dry by star power? These were all useless stones. With their status, it was impossible for them to do such things. Could the military fire be hidden in the abandoned star ores?" Zhang Changkong felt that there was a need to warn Zhou. "Continue watching. Don't be too surprised if anything happens." "All right," Zhou replied and continued staring at the monitor. After a few hours, Zhang Changkong didn't discover anything. Zhou sent a few more messages in a row. "Munitions, bombs. There's a bomb under the abandoned starstone. These guys are crazy. They're planting bombs." Zhang Changkong rubbed his forehead and said, "Brother One, I told you not to be too surprised no matter what you see." He had already prepared himself, yet he was still so shocked. "You already knew?" Zhou calmed down and replied, "I'm in Shanghai. If Chaoyu wants to deal with me, he will naturally think of other means." Zhang Changkong said calmly, "The surveillance is good. Tell me the location and you can continue monitoring." Zhou was still a little flustered. "Should I inform the Law Enforcement Bureau and the school?" Even the army? Brother one, I trust you, so we don't need to alarm anyone if we ask for your help. We just need to have the evidence. I already know that it's a trap, so I won't enter it. Jiang Kong said, this is a great credit for our rise. When we assign the work, you will have the credit. Zhou Wen was silent for a moment. I understand. Once we get the evidence, they're dead. There's so many munitions. One-star power bomb can't compare to them. One-star power bomb could still save the school. So many munitions were enough for the Federation to cut them into pieces. Jiang Changkong said a few more words, and the two of them disconnected. These people could get munitions, but they didn't know where they got them. This matter was likely to involve a group of big shots. But it didn't matter. He only needed to be sure of one thing. This group of people was very valuable. They could be exchanged for a lot of star stones. He didn't say much to Zhou Wen. He didn't want Zhou Wen to be worried and expose the matter. If that happened, the credit would not be big, and the Law Enforcement Bureau would definitely take it away. Who should I choose next? Jiang Changkong thought to himself. He wasn't very familiar with the people in the underground life and death ring, but he could still find one or two of Yilong's people. 100 lower grade, third stage star stones. They wouldn't miss it. Tonight, he would look for a candidate. However, after staring at the surveillance for a whole night, he still couldn't find a suitable candidate. The sky was already bright. He bought a ticket to go back to the city. Zhou Wen was still watching the surveillance. He didn't sleep all night. When he got home, Jiang Changkong chose to sleep. He slept until the evening, when he was woken up by Chu Jun's phone call. He was going to Wu City. After changing his clothes, Jiang Changkong rushed to the school. Chao Yi and the others had already gathered together. Fang Qinggong led them to wait for him at the school gate. Since Changkong is here, let's go. Seeing Jiang Changkong coming, Fang Qinggong said with a smile, Mr. Fang, seniors, sorry to trouble you to wait. Jiang Changkong said apologetically. A trace of embarrassment appeared on his face, as if he was very embarrassed. It's okay. We only waited for a while. Let's go. Fang Qinggong smiled and led them out of the city. Jiang Changkong was puzzled. Aren't you going to take a bus? I heard that there are buses to Wu City. Chao Yi explained, No, our martial arts school has a shortcut. With our speed, we can get there quickly. Song Jun said with a smile, Yes, Junior Changkong, I heard that your strength is extraordinary. You solved the case of Zhang Hua's firearms and made a great contribution. Yes, Junior Changkong is very powerful. He killed his way in and out of the Star Demon group. Zhuang Xianqing said enthusiastically. Li He and Zhang Tao also praised him. The few of them almost praised him as if he was an immortal god. Fang Qinggong just smiled and said nothing. He led the way in front. The group went out of the city. Jiang Changkong kept saying modestly, It's all luck. The sky gradually darkened. Jiang Changkong estimated that they were almost at the place where the bomb was buried. Fang Qinggong stopped. Changkong, go ahead and have a look. There's a gift for you. A gift for me? Teacher, there's a gift in the wilderness? Jiang Changkong looked at the weeds in front of him and said curiously. His heart was filled with killing intent. Fang Qinggong was also one of them. This is your teacher's hard work. He was too embarrassed to give it to you in person, so he asked me to arrange it. Fang Qinggong smiled like a kind elder. Go quickly. Don't let your teacher down. Then I'll go. Teacher Chu Jun is too embarrassed. Is it a grade 3 weapon? As Jiang Changkong spoke, he quickly rushed over. Fang Qinggong and the others slowly retreated. This time, the bomb was very powerful and had a wide range. Mr. Fang, where is the gift? Jiang Changkong's voice sounded. A remote control appeared in Fang Qinggong's hand. He pressed it lightly. Now I have it. Chapter 68. Rumble. An earth-shattering explosion took place. Shockwaves surged and violent astral energy surged in all directions. The ground caved in, and the weeds were instantly turned into ashes. Smoke and dust billowed, shaking a radius of several hundred meters. With Jiang Changkong's voice as the center, it spread out 100 meters. At the center was a huge pit that was dozens of meters deep. All right, this time, even the pinnacle of the star sea will be reduced to a corpse. Fang Qinggong led Chao Yi and the others over and stood beside the crater, a cold smile on his face. This fellow, even at the moment of his death, he still thought that his teacher wanted to kill him. Chao Yi sneered. It's a pity that I didn't get the Taiji fist. Iron skin is enough. If he wants to blame someone, he can only blame himself for completing 10 consecutive moves. Fang Qinggong said coldly. Wu City doesn't need anyone else to share the cake. Teacher, Senior Liu, is also waiting anxiously. Let's hurry over. Zhuang Xianxing said. Let's go. Fang Qinggong nodded and walked forward. How could this be? However, they had only taken a few steps when their bodies stiffened. A figure appeared in front of them, holding a saber. Jiang Changkong. Teacher Fang, I won't allow it. None of you are allowed to leave. Jiang Changkong's saber glowed with golden flames as he held it horizontally. His expression was cold, and his killing intent was dense. How are you fine? Fang Qinggong looked at him in disbelief. Chao Yi and the rest were also in disbelief. Jiang Changkong had actually dodged the explosion just now. Now, tell me your story, and I'll consider letting you live a little longer. Jiang Changkong's expression was cold as he suppressed his killing intent. Even if you can dodge, I can still kill you with my own hands. Fang Qinggong shouted coldly and unsheathed his long sword. A green light appeared under his feet, and his figure moved swiftly like a ghost. Jiang Changkong's eyes were like lightning. He instantly caught sight of Fang Qinggong's figure. He spun his saber and golden flames appeared under his feet as he walked on fire. The golden flame's mystic blade slashed down, and the golden blade light tore through the void. Dang! Pucci! The saber and the sword clashed, and a tangible Tai Chi diagram appeared. 60% of the sword chi tilted to the side, and the saber light surged forward. Blood sprayed everywhere, and Fang Qinggong's figure flew out. He had been defeated in one move. Just as Fang Qinggong opened his mouth, the long saber arrived in an instant and landed on his shoulder. He immediately did not dare to move. Jiang Changkong said indifferently, Teacher Fang, can you speak now? Impossible. Fang Qinggong gritted his teeth and snorted coldly. A mouthful of blood surged up his throat, but he forced it down. Run! Chao Yi and the others cried out in alarm and ran away. Running away is your unwise choice. Jiang Changkong flicked his finger, and a flame flew out. Then, it instantly split into saber chi. Pucci! The saber chi pierced through their legs, and Chao Yi and the others fell to the ground, blood flowing everywhere. Teacher Fang, I'll give you one last chance. Are you really not going to tell me? Jiang Changkong's eyes were cold. Fang Qinggong laughed coldly. If you speak, you will die even faster. If you don't, you still have a chance to live. Pucci! The blade slashed across, and a head flew into the air. The headless body fell to the ground, twitching continuously. Jiang Changkong wiped the blood off his saber. If you don't speak, you will die even faster. Although Fang Qinggong might know more, it didn't matter. He could slowly investigate. Chao Yi and the others just needed to give him some clues. Walking toward the others, Jiang Changkong first looked at Zhang Tao, long time no see. Tell me. Spare me. Spare me. I don't know anything. The saber mercilessly fell, and the head was separated from the body. I don't want to listen to your nonsense. Li Yi, why don't you tell me? I don't know. I'm just following Senior Chao Yi to do things. I really don't know anything. Another head flew into the air. Jiang Changkong sighed. I've long wanted to kill you guys. But the last time was in the city, and now you're still talking nonsense. 3 top students? Jiang Changkong, we're all from the martial arts school. This time I was wrong. I'm willing to go to the school to admit my mistake, Song Jun said in fear. He kept struggling and moving his body. However, his legs were crippled, and his movements were very slow. There's no need. As a member of the school, it's my responsibility to clean up the mess. Jiang Changkong snorted coldly. The saber light slashed, and another head was cut off. Looking at Chao Yi and Zhuang Xianxing, Jiang Changkong said indifferently, I'm very curious. What did Lu Wuhai give you guys to make you work so hard for him? You know? Chao Yi and Zhuang Xuanqing's expressions changed drastically. I know a lot, including the relationship between Lu Wuhai and Heilong, Jiang Changkong sneered. I even know where you bury the bomb. Do you want me to show you a video? Their faces immediately turned ashen. That was because Jiang Changkong really showed them a video of them selling the bomb. From the beginning to the end, they were being monitored. No wonder the bomb didn't kill this guy. This guy knew very well that he was just putting on a show. If we tell you, will you really let us go? Chao Yi and Zhuang Xianxing said at the same time. I'm investigating Lu Wuhai, and I need an undercover agent. You guys can redeem yourselves. When the time comes, I'll tell you that I'm in cahoots with you. Not only are you not guilty, but you'll also be rewarded. Jiang Changkong smiled. Okay, we'll tell you. The two looked at each other and saw hope. They were a little excited. If they really became spies, then they would have done a great service. They would have made a great contribution and wouldn't be guilty at all. Jiang Changkong played the recording. The two hurriedly recounted. Lu Wuhai has been at the martial arts school exchange. After the martial arts school exchange, the school assigned jobs to Lu Wuhai. If he started his own business, the school would support him, but he had to own 30% of the shares. And those jobs were assigned to low-level management, not even middle-level management. Lu Wuhai didn't agree. Since he couldn't start his own business, he continued to be a student at the martial arts school. Of course, he used his status as the top student of the martial arts school to contact Heilong and wandered among the big shots of Jiangqing. However, over the years, he only roped in Heilong and Ma Jinwu from Jin Company. However, Lu Wuhai also got in touch with someone else, the military arms. Teacher Li Mingda of Xi'an University. Jiang Changkong had an impression of Li Mingda. He and Zhao Qinghe, the vice principal of Xi'an University, invited him to join Xi'an University. These star power bombs were all made by Li Mingda. Every time, they would use waste star stones as a cover to transport them out of the city and finally secretly sell them in Wu City. Zhanghua star stone was sold by them. Recently, because of the huge profits from military arms, Nieshan and Qinhai also began to cooperate. Chao Yi said, "That's all I know. Have they done anything recently?" Jiang Changkong asked. No. Chao Yi shook his head. Jiang Changkong nodded slightly. It seemed that Chao Yi didn't know that the robbery of the military star stones was really ordered by Lu Wuhai. After thinking about it, Jiang Changkong turned off the recording. I only need one undercover agent. Puff! The longsword instantly pierced through Zhuang Xuanqing's body, which surprised Jiang Changkong. This guy was really ruthless. He didn't even hesitate. Chao Yi pulled out the long sword. Now, I'm your undercover agent. Jiang Changkong nodded with satisfaction. Not bad. You should be familiar with the people around Lu Wuhai, right? I'm familiar with them. I can definitely be a good undercover agent, Chao Yi said hurriedly. Now there's one thing I need you to do. Lure someone to this place. Jiang Changkong turned on his phone. There was an address on it. After luring him over, find a way to leave. No problem, Chao Yi said hurriedly. A fly appeared in Jiang Changkong's hand. Don't try to play tricks. I am watching. Chao Yi nodded repeatedly. He knew this fly. It was a surveillance device. Then go. I think you have a way to treat the injury on your leg. Jiang Changkong waved his hand. Chao Yi looked at the corpse and didn't say a word. He took out 2 bottles of medicine and poured them on the wound. The wound quickly healed. Chapter 69. Looking at the corpses, Jiang Changkong really wanted to say that they were poor. Fang Qinggong had 360, Zhuang Xianxing and Song Jun had 43 each, and Zhang Tao and Li He had 10 each. If it weren't for the fact that even a mosquito's leg was meat, Jiang Changkong wouldn't have bothered to extract it. He had asked Zhou when to turn off the surveillance camera when the bomb exploded, so that it wouldn't be recorded. Flames rose from his palms. Then, the flames grew brighter and burned the corpse. Jiang Changkong stepped on fire and turned into a streak of fiery light, leaving this place. When he was near Wu City, Chao Yi hadn't arrived yet, so he wasn't in a hurry. He used the Starlight surveillance device to monitor Chao Yi's every move. When Chao Yi arrived at Wu City, it was already 7 or 8 o'clock. He found a man in black and went to the location Jiang Changkong had specified. Jiang Changkong waited for them for a while, then looked at the time and changed into a black robe. He found a man in black, knocked him out, and snatched his phone. When he dialed the number, a deep voice came from the other side. "Who is it?" "Lu Feng, the location of the 100-star stones." "It's here." Jiang Changkong sent the address and hung up the phone. When he was out of the surveillance range, Jiang Changkong took the surveillance device and stepped on the fire, streaking across the night sky like a flame. Not long after Jiang Changkong left, he found a group of men in black following him. Are they from the military? Jiang Changkong wasn't sure, so he quickened his pace. Not long after, Jiang Changkong arrived at the place where the star stones were buried. Chao Yi and the man had just arrived. "Ouch, my stomach hurts." "Brother, let me relieve myself first." When he arrived, Chao Yi held his stomach and cried out in pain. "What's wrong with you?" The man in black asked coldly. "Sorry, I might have eaten something bad. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes." Chao Yi held his stomach and walked into the weeds. When he was far away, he quickly left. Jiang Changkong watched all this. The group of men in black was coming. He glanced at Chao Yi, who was walking faster and faster. His figure flashed, and he arrived beside Chao Yi and grabbed his neck. "Don't scream." Chao Yi heard his voice and heaved a sigh of relief. Carrying Chao Yi, Xiao Chun executed the profound flame steps and traveled 1,000 meters before stopping. Turning on the device, an image appeared. The black-clothed man was standing in place, waiting. Chao Yi also watched, not understanding what he was trying to do. Suddenly, a group of black-clothed men rushed over and surrounded the black-clothed man. He didn't waste any time with words and directly attacked. Under the illumination of the starlight, the great spear swept horizontally, and the sword rays interweaved to form a sword net. The black-clothed men brought by Chao Yi couldn't even block 3 moves before they were suppressed. Late-stage Star Sea Realm. Jiang Changkong looked at the leader, a late-stage Starry Sea Realm warrior. The mask was taken off, revealing a rugged face and a document. In the image, the document was not very clear, but it was still recognizable. Behind him, Chao Yi's pupil shrank as he looked at the ID in horror. Someone from military? Jiang Changkong didn't say anything and continued to watch. This monitoring device could only see the image, not hear the sound. They didn't know what the military was talking about, but they could guess that they were interrogating the black-clothed men. Soon, 2 black-clothed men dug out a backpack containing 100 star stones from ground. The backpack was specially used by the military and had a special mark. The military began to count the star stones. There were 100 of them. The military had robbed the star stones. Chao Yi's body was trembling, and his back was covered in cold sweat. He looked at Jiang Changkong with fear in his eyes. "Ow, how did you know the star stones were here?" A robber of star stones, an expert with a saber, and a mid-stage Starry Sea Realm warrior. If martial arts were not considered, Jiang Changkong was a perfect fit. "Hey, what are you thinking? I'm a decent martial artist." Jiang Changkong stood up, turned around, and looked at him with a smile. Chao Yi took a few steps back in fear, completely panicking. Don't come over. Save." At this time, no matter how stupid he was, he knew that Jiang Changkong wouldn't let him stay. Once he stayed, the robbing of star stones was very likely to be exposed. The person who had won 15 consecutive victories in a life and death ring was also Jiang Changkong. In an instant, he understood, but it meant that death was coming. Chi! A saber chi flashed, and before he finished speaking, he had already turned into a corpse. After putting away the monitoring equipment, Jiang Changkong left with Chao Yi's corpse. After he was far away, he extracted his essence, chi, and spirit, and burned it with pure gold flames, turning it into a pile of ashes. Jiang Changkong turned around and left for the underground life and death ring in Wu City. Actually, even if he used the 100 star stones, he had a way to make the military not find out. But he had to take them in a proper way. He would treat it as a favor to Lu Feng and the others. These 3 people were his friends. He could also smear Lu Wuhai's name. When he arrived at the underground life and death ring, Jiang Changkong blended into the crowd and didn't show up. He watched until midnight. When more people left, he left with the crowd. The next day, he didn't return to the city, but wandered around Wu City for a long time. At the same time, he sent a message to Zhou Wan, telling him that Zhang Hua was coming out and asking him to keep an eye on him. At night, he continued to watch the life and death ring. He realized that there were more and more people entering the life and death ring. These people didn't enter the ring. They only shouted in the crowd and occasionally placed bets. At midnight, he left with the crowd and continued to wander around Wu City at night. For the next few days, there were more and more people in the underground life and death ring, but the ring became more and more deserted. In the past few days, his teacher Chu Jun, the vice principal, and his 2 seniors all called him, but he didn't pick up any of them. That night, the 3 rings were empty. No one was fighting. A group of black-clothed people crowded in the underground space. There were no fights, no screams, and dead silence. The atmosphere was a little strange. Dong, dong, dull footsteps could be heard. At the top of the stairs, a man with white hair and sinister eyes slowly walked down. I didn't know that Chili Archung was coming. He longed in God to welcome you. Please forgive me. The man said, loudly with a smile on his face. He long, boss, he. A black-clothed man stood up from the crowd. He took off his black robe and revealed a rough face. The military has never interfered with the affairs of Jiang City. Any crime will be dealt with by the Law Enforcement Bureau. But this time, they attacked my Fong Xingshi. Boss he, do you want to replace the military to protect Jiang City? Jiang Chongkong hid in the crowd and looked at Chili Archung. He was the one who led the team to collect the Star Stone last night. The ranks of the military were divided into Decurion, Centurion, Chili Arch, 10,000 Commander, Junior Commander, and Senior Commander. A Decurion commanded 10 people, a Centurion commanded 10 Decurion, and a Chili Arch commanded 10 Centurion. A Junior Commander commanded 10,000 commanders. A Senior Commander commanded 10 Junior Commanders. Jiang City was very small. There were no Junior Commanders. There was only one 10,000 Commander and 10 Chili Arch. The main force of the military was to clean up the Star Demon. They were only responsible for protecting Jiang City. Then he sized Long up. He was old but strong. His aura was much stronger than Chili Archang's in the late Starry Sea Realm. The peak of the Starry Sea Realm. What are you talking about, Chili Arch? How would I dare to touch the military's things? He long smiled apologetically and said, those are all rumors. This matter has absolutely nothing to do with me. It has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with you? You've been caught red-handed. You dare to say it has nothing to do with you? Chili Archung shouted angrily. Today, if you don't hand over the person who attacked you that day, this place doesn't need to exist anymore. Elong's expression changed. He quickly said, Chili Arch, please calm down. I really didn't know about this. Please give me a few days to investigate this matter. A few days? Chili Archung looked at him coldly. Elong's expression was terrified. His forehead was covered in cold sweat. 5 days. No, 3 days. I'll definitely give you an explanation within 3 days. Then, this place will open after you hand over the person in 3 days. Chili Archung snorted coldly and shouted, Men, seal this place. Those who have no business here, leave immediately. A group of black-clothed men took off their black robes and showed their identification. Then, they ordered the other black-clothed men to leave. Jiang Chongkong hid in the crowd and left obediently. He didn't make any noise. He stole the military Star Stone. Does this Elong not want his life anymore? After leaving the underground space, the black-clothed men became bolder and started discussing. No wonder. I feel that something is wrong with Wu City recently. There are too many people coming. I saw Qin Hai by chance last time. Maybe all 6 big shots of Jiang City are here. Listening to the crowd's discussion, Jiang Chongkong started to leave. It wasn't strange for all 6 big shots to come for such a big matter. Chapter 70. Jiang Chongkong walked on the crowded streets of Wu City and saw a few acquaintances. His 2 senior sisters were also here. They had already entered the Star Ocean. Chu Jun was leading the team. He looked awful. Fong Qinggong and the others disappeared. They only saw the huge pit caused by the star power bomb. Jiang Chongkong couldn't be contacted anymore. As a teacher, he couldn't sit still anymore. He knew that Ji Xiling and Xiao Jiang had come out of seclusion, so he brought them here. Mr. Xiao Jiang was also here. He comforted them and told them not to worry. The martial arts school didn't have many properties in Wu City, but they had a small house. The four of them entered the house. Jiang Changkong made sure that they were here and wandered around. After waiting for 2 hours, Jiang Changkong made sure that no one was around and knocked on the stone door. "Who is it?" A vigilant voice came. Jiang Changkong replied in a low voice, "Senior, it's me, Changkong." The stone door opened immediately. Ji Xiling pulled him in and locked the door. "Changkong, it's really you." Seeing Changkong take off his black robe, Chu Jun said excitedly. Chun Sanyin, the top student, was gone. Jiang Changkong, who was even better, was here. He was his baby. He couldn't get in touch with Jiang Changkong for the past few days. He was so anxious. "Where have you been?" Ing Yinxue frowned. "You're making us so anxious. Why didn't you go back to school? Why didn't you contact us?" Mr. Xiao Jiang scolded him. "Do you know how anxious your teacher and 2 senior sisters were?" "Teachers, senior sisters, I was also seriously injured. I just recovered from my injuries." Before they could say anything, Jiang Changkong took out his phone and played the video. "Take a look at this first." The four of them watched the video. Chao Yi and the others were transporting the wasted star stones. They didn't think much of it at first, but the four of them were shocked when they saw the star power bomb. Jiang Changkong quickly comforted them, telling them to calm down and continue watching. When Feng Qinggong pressed the remote control, Chu Jun was already on fire. Xiao Jiang quickly suppressed it with his astral power, lest his clothes be burnt. "Where's Feng Qinggong? I trusted him so much, and this is how he treats my student?" Chu Jun was furious and said through gritted teeth, "I don't know. Although I was prepared and dodged the bomb, I was no match for Feng Qinggong and was injured by him." Jiang Changkong said solemnly, "I've been recuperating these past few days and didn't dare to show my face. Until today when I saw you and my senior sisters. Changkong, don't worry. I will definitely seek justice for you." Chu Jun said hatefully, "No matter where he hides, teacher will find him. You won't be able to find it, but if you can recognize it, even if it turns into ashes, you can go look for its ashes. Changkong, don't worry. Senior will help you too," Ji Xiling said to Ing Yinxue. Although Xiao Jiang did not say anything, his face was also filled with anger. During the explosion, I heard Xiao Yi say a few words. Jiang Changkong said in a low voice, he said that we can't keep Senior Lu Wuhai waiting for too long. The bomb that Li Mingda gave us is very useful. Chu Jun and Xiao Zhang's eyes widened. Does it have something to do with Ku Xiang? Ji Xiling and Ing Yinxue were also stunned. Lu Wuhai and Li Mingda? How did these two fellows end up together? Jiang Changkong continued, "Teacher's senior sister, Lu Wuhai, might be in Wu City right now. I won't be with you." Chu Jun thought for a while and nodded. "Okay, take care of yourself. Come to us if you need anything." Jiang Changkong nodded, put on a black robe, and left the stone house. Chu Jun and the others should have a way to investigate Li Mingda. What he needed to do was to keep an eye on Lu Wuhai and get the star stones. Lu Wuhai wasn't easy to find, but he long was. He didn't have to hide at all. With his status and strength, he didn't need to hide at all. At the peak of Star Ocean, he could do whatever he wanted in Jiang City. Apart from him, the other big shots also appeared one after another. None of them hid. Jiang Changkong saw the big shots enter a stone house. He didn't know what they were talking about. There were men in black outside the stone house, and some of them didn't hide. Li Qing, who was in the victory arena, was also there. Jiang Changkong was hiding in the dark. It wasn't until evening that the 6 big shots came out and went their separate ways. Li Qing left with Liang Jia. That victory arena obviously belonged to Liang Jia. He long left with a group of men in black. They didn't leave Wu City, but found a stone house to stay in. Night gradually fell. The crowded Wu City gradually became empty because of the arrival of the military. The vendors had long since closed their stalls. The things they sold were all from shady sources. The Law Enforcement Bureau also came. The leader was Captain Wang, who helped Jiang Changkong apply for a professional martial artist certificate. Captain Wong also went to find he longed to talk about life, and came out 2 hours later. Time passed bit by bit until dawn. The streets of Wu City were empty. Jiang Chongkong looked at the Starlight surveillance device. The military and the law enforcement bureau had already gone far away. It would take them a quarter of an hour to get here. However, Jiang Chongkong felt that it wasn't enough. He called Lu Feng and told him that there were clues in a location outside Wu City. By the way, the robber might be there too. He was very strong. The late-stage Star Ocean realm couldn't take him down. After that, Jiang Chongkong hung up. With 100 star stones in front of them, the military and the law enforcement bureau would definitely try. The late-stage Star Ocean realm couldn't take him down, and Captain Chen couldn't do it alone. In addition to mobilizing troops, the law enforcement bureau would also go. Jiang Chongkong continued to stare at the surveillance device. After making sure that everyone had left, he stepped out. In front of the stone house, more than a dozen men in black strictly guarded, always paying attention to the surrounding situation. Among these people, the weakest was in the early stage star cloud, and the strongest was in the middle stage Star Ocean realm. Who is it? Seeing Jiang Chongkong coming over, a dozen people shouted at the same time. Jiang Chongkong didn't say a word. He raised his blade and moved in a flash. The blade was silent and traceless. Plop! One by one, the corpses fell to the ground, unharmed but lifeless. 3 traceless slashes, no one was injured. 1 step, 1 slash, 1 life. Whether it was the peak of the Star Cloud realm or the middle stage Star Sea realm, they all died in 1 slash. More than a dozen corpses fell to the ground. Jiang Chongkong came to the stone door and activated his star power. Boom! The stone door directly exploded, and gravel rushed into the stone house. Swoosh! The sound of something piercing through the air was heard. 7 sword chi converged and superimposed, forming a water sword. Jiang Chongkong's expression didn't change. The long blade silently slashed the water sword, and a blade aura burst out. Boom! Puffed. Blood spurted out, and the man in black was directly sent flying. The fierce sword chi tore his black clothes, revealing a young face. It was Lu Wuhai from the martial arts school. You're Lu Wuhai from the martial arts school? No wonder you were angry that night. Jiang Chongkong changed his voice with star power and said in shock. He glanced at Lu Wuhai, then looked at Long, who was still sitting there. Boss he. Lu Wuhai wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, quickly got up, and stood next to Long. Long raised his hand and gestured for him to be quiet. You still dare to come out and kill my people. You're really brave, brother. The long blade pointed to the ground, and Jiang Chongkong said calmly, I heard that, boss, he is powerful, so I'm here to learn a thing or two from you. Okay. Long sneered and moved in a flash. A blade aura burst out, and a scorching heat wave swept across the entire stone house. Jiang Chongkong's blade slashed through the void, and the trace was unpredictable. There was not the slightest fluctuation, and it was completely restrained. Clang! Boom! The blade and the sword collided, and the violent star power surged. Jiang Chongkong retreated a few meters directly out of the stone house. Long also retreated 2 or 3 meters, looking surprised. Good strength. I wonder which big shot in Jiangqing is it? Such strength was only a bit weaker than him, who was at the peak of the Star Sea realm. But the person in front of him was only in the mid-stage of the Star Sea realm. If he reached the late stage, wouldn't he be more powerful than him? Since when did Jiangqing have such a person? The Star Sea warriors of Jiangqing appeared in Long's mind, but he couldn't match any of them in his memory. A passerby who wants to earn some star stones. Jiang Chongkong said coldly, Boss he, what a good plan. You want me to rob the military of star stones, and then your people will bring the military there. Do you think I'm a fool? Long, Lu Wuhai, I also want to know who brought them there. Would you believe me if I said we didn't do it? Chapter 71. In the face of Jiang Chongkong's interrogation, Long and Lu Wuhai's expressions were extremely ugly. We also want to know who did it. My life and death ring has been sealed. Long's face was gloomy, and his eyes were filled with a fierce glint. Jiang Chongkong sneered and pointed his long saber at the two of them. Do you want to capture me and hand me over to the army? You can try and see if you can keep me here. If you can't, it won't just be these people who will die. Yilong's cold face suddenly blossomed into a smile. Brother, you must be joking. Let's talk inside. There's nothing to talk about. First, hand over the person who betrayed me. Second, compensate me with star stones. Jiang Chongkong snorted coldly and did not enter the room at all. Once he entered the stone room, it would be troublesome if this guy talked nonsense and stalled for time. Moreover, this Yilong had roped in Ma Jinwu and other big shots. They had not left Wu City. Once they came over, he would not be able to get away for a while. There were already noises from the battle just now, but they did not dare to come over because of Yilong's might. Lu Wuhai's expression darkened. You hid the star stones yourself. Only you should know about it. Is that so? Don't think that I don't know that it was your people who led the army there. Now it seems that you have been monitoring me because my 15 consecutive victories ruined your business, right? Jiang Chongkong had already prepared an excuse. He said coldly, you have to compensate me. Hand over the star stones within 3 breaths. Brother, please, bang. The saber chi cut through the air and directly slashed at the feet of the two of them, leaving a deep saber mark on the ground. Jiang Chongkong said coldly, my patience is limited. The people from the military and the law enforcement bureau can't come for the time being. Even if they come, Lu Wuhai, what will you do? Moreover, I dared to come because I prepared a lot of backup plans. Lu Wuhai's body stiffened. If the people from the military saw him, they would definitely arrest him. Whether he was the one who stole the star stones or not, as long as he was suspicious, he would arrest him first. The martial arts school would also be angry. Lu Wuhai, you are actually in Wu City, and you're even hooking up with Yilong? Yilong's expression turned cold. Fine, I'll give it to you, but I don't have it with me right now. Jiang Chongkong didn't buy it. Now, or we'll die together. You want to stop now and think about it later? There was no such thing. There were so many level 3 star stones in the underground life and death arena. So how could he not have a single one? Yilong took a deep breath and said, Wu Hai, go to the house and get 100 star stones for this brother. I want tier 3 middle grade and above. Yilong almost exploded in anger. No, 100 pieces of lower grade 3rd tier spirit stones is already the limit. If you really want to stall for time, I'll accompany you. When they return, you won't be able to escape responsibility. Wu Hai, bring all the star stones here. Give him the 20 mid-grade star stones as well. Yilong said it through gritted teeth. Lu Wuhai did not say a word and went into the house. Soon, he came out with a backpack and threw it to Jiang Chongkong. Jiang Chongkong inspected the goods. At least you know what's good for you. Goodbye. Hold on. Brother, since you are preparing to make a breakthrough, this amount of star stones might not be enough. I have some stock recently. I wonder if you are interested? Yilong called out to him. Can I trust you now? You dare to trust me? Jiang Chongkong stopped in his tracks. This is a good business. Let's do it together and split it evenly. Yilong said in a deep voice, this is also my sincerity. This time, we really didn't do it. Jiang Chongkong said indifferently, time and place. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, 8 miles northwest of Wu City. When Jiang Chongkong heard this, he didn't say anything and left. Call someone to clean up. Yilong snorted coldly and went into the house. Lu Wuhai took out his phone, called someone to clean up, and followed him in. Look at what you have done. Do you think we can touch the military's things? Yilong shouted angrily as soon as he entered the house. Master Long, don't worry. It's not the first time. I will handle it well. Lu Wuhai said indifferently. I send so many benefits over every year. Do you think he can't even handle this? Yilong was silent for a moment, then said viciously, this person is too strong. The old tricks are useless. Kill him. Master Long, why don't you try? Fang Chenggong. Li Mingda. Which one is easy to control? Lu Wuhai said in a low voice. It's not desperate yet. He doesn't feel despair, so he naturally has courage. Strength. Yilong snorted coldly and stopped talking. Lu Wuhai was slightly taken aback, and killing intent surged in his heart. They had done this kind of thing many times in the past. It was not like they had never sealed the underground life and death ring. But they didn't care. They had also roped in people in the military. This was also the reason why Lu Wuhai dared to instruct Jiang Changkong to attack the military star stones. The reason why the military found out so quickly was that they had leaked some information. If it were the martial artists in the past, they would have been scared out of their wits. But this time, since Jiang Changkong shouted Lu Wuhai's name, things did not feel right. Was he calling Lu Wuhai on purpose? This thought came to Lu Wuhai's mind again. He was a little suspicious at that time. Moreover, Jiang Changkong was too strong. If he broke through to the late-stage Starry Sea realm, who could stop him? Jiang Changkong left the stone house, left Wu City, and sped up. The surveillance video showed that Lu Feng and the others had dug out the weapons he had buried. The weapons he had won in the underground life and death ring. He had never had a chance to sell them. This time, he would sell them to the military. Well, he long would pay. 100 pieces of third-grade, low-grade starstones would be 10,000 points of essence, chi, and spirit. 20 pieces of third-grade, mid-grade starstones would be 4,000 points. He still needed about 8,000 points to max out 4 martial arts. He would keep them first. These points would be enough for 2 or 3 martial arts to reach the peak of the Star River realm. He would wait until tomorrow night to see what tricks He Long and the others would play. He sat cross-legged and rested, waiting for dawn. At dawn the next day, Jiang Changkong arrived at Wu City. Wu City was exceptionally deserted. There were only a few dozen people wandering around the entire street. When he stepped into Wu City, several black-clad men's eyes instantly fell on him. Jiang Changkong did not care. He quickly walked toward the stone house where Ji Xiling and the others were. After knocking on the stone door, Ji Xiling quickly opened it and invited him in. Changkong, I'm relieved to see that you're fine. Ji Xiling heaved a sigh of relief and said, Wu City was not peaceful last night. I was really worried that something might have happened to you. I'm fine. Jiang Changkong said, I saw part of what happened last night. Lu Wuhai was by He Long's side. You saw it. Ji Xiling was shocked. Tell me about it. I only saw a little. Lu Wuhai gave a black-clad man with a saber and a backpack. I vaguely heard that it was a starstone. Jiang Changkong said in a low voice, I'll continue to hide and watch in the dark. I'll be able to get some information. Ji Xiling reminded him, Be careful. Yinxue was very worried about you. She only ate 8 bowls of noodles for breakfast. Jiang Changkong, she only ate 8 bowls of noodles because she was worried about my safety? Well, Jiang Changkong believed it when he thought of the bowl. Mr. Xiao Jiang left to go back to the city to investigate Li Mingda. Ji Xiling said. Xiao Jiang left the day before to investigate the star power bomb. Ying Yinxue was in Chu Jun's room. She was having breakfast with Chu Jun and eating the 8th bowl of noodles. Last night, the military and the law enforcement bureau only found weapons but no black-clad men. When he came back and learned that He Long's men had been killed, he realized that he had been tricked. He almost turned Wu City upside down last night. Right, I forgot to give this to you yesterday. Mr. Chu Jun prepared this weapon for you. He put a lot of effort into it. Ji Xiling took out a saber handle and handed it to him. Jiang Changkong injected astral power into it and was shocked. It was a top 3rd-rank weapon. Chapter 72. Chu Jun's weapons were not top grade 3. Giving him a top grade 3 weapon was obviously a lot of effort. I'll go thank you, master. Jiang Changkong stood up and left for the stone house on the side. Pushing open the stone door, Chu Jun's burly figure took up half the table. Master, thank you for preparing the weapon for me. Jiang Changkong thanked him. You don't need to say so much between a teacher and a student. Chu Jun waved his hand. You haven't eaten yet, right? Let's eat together. Ying Yinxue's face lit up. It's great that you're fine. I'll have another bowl. Jiang Changkong, I believe that you didn't have a good appetite before. It's hard to imagine if the martial arts school didn't provide food and shelter, you wouldn't be able to live this long. Chu Jun cooked a large pot of noodles, and Jiang Changkong was full after 1 bowl. Chu Jun ate 3 bowls, and the rest was eaten by Ying Yinxue. This is the martial arts school's special token. It hasn't been peaceful recently. Take it and show it before you leave the city. They won't give you a hard time. Chu Jun took out a black token with the words Martial Arts School engraved on it, and handed it to Jiang Changkong. "Thank you, master." Jiang Changkong took the token and left. With the token in hand, he wandered around when he left the city. No one followed him. Jiang Changkong went to the night operation site and set up the starlight surveillance device. After doing all this, he sat down and waited for the sky to turn dark. Night fell, and the stars in the sky dimmed. It was very dark tonight. Around 8 o'clock, 4 figures arrived. They didn't wander around and hid in the bushes. Jiang Changkong looked at the monitor. No one followed him, and he was suspicious. Didn't he long want to kill him? Or was there something wrong with the mission target? He didn't rush to show himself. He waited until 9:50, and when there was nothing unusual, he went over. Is he coming or not? A man in black couldn't help but mumble. Whether he comes or not, we're going to eat this batch of goods. The leader said in a low voice. Who said I'm not coming? It's not time yet, is it? Jiang Changkong walked over and looked at the 4 of them. They were all in the middle stage of the Star Sea realm. It's good that you're here. This time, you're not allowed to announce your name. You're not allowed to tell anyone else. The leader of the black-clothed men said coldly. Jiang Changkong sneered and did not say anything. From a voice, this person was Lu Wuhai. He's here, a black-robed man said. Jiang Changkong looked over. The 7 of them were carrying backpacks and running quickly. The leader was at the early stage of the Starry Sea realm. The others were all at the Nebula realm. Jiang Changkong did not know any of them. The 7 of them were extremely fast. In just a few breaths, they had already arrived before Zhang Xian. Do it. Lu Wuhai gave an order and rushed out with the 3 men in black. However, Jiang Changkong was faster. With a flash of saber light, the 7 of them instantly went limp. Good move, Lu Wuhai praised. The sword light was about to descend and end the lives of the 7. With a clank, Lu Wuhai was directly pushed back. A wave of star power surged, and the 3 men in black also took a few steps back. My rule is to take the goods over your life. Jiang Changkong said indifferently. That's not killing. Lu Wuhai snorted and took the 7 people's backpacks. With the starstones in hand, Jiang Changkong didn't stay any longer and left with them. After leaving some distance, they opened their backpacks to check. Moreover, there were only 20 pieces of 3rd-tier starstones. The rest were all nebula and starchy state. Jiang Changkong didn't care about them. Too little, Jiang Changkong said with some dissatisfaction. Great risk, great reward. There's no trouble eating these starstones. Lu Wuhai gave him half and said, This is your share. Jiang Changkong took the goods and said indifferently, Then I'll wait and see if there's really no trouble. Lu Wuhai put away the starstones and said, Since you think it's too little, leave your contact number. I'll contact you if there's anything big. Jiang Changkong said in a low voice, Leave your contact number. When there's no trouble, I'll trust you and I'll find you. Lu Wuhai was displeased, but he didn't say anything. He left his contact number and left with his men. Seeing the 4 of them leave, Jiang Changkong returned to the monitor and looked at it. The 7 people had already woken up and left. They searched for a while, but couldn't find any clues. Instead of returning to the city, they went to Wu City. Wu City? Jiang Changkong's heart skipped a beat. Did he long set this up on purpose to gain his trust? After putting away the monitor and hiding the starstones, Jiang Changkong entered Wu City and secretly followed them. The 7 of them went to the stone house beside the Victory Arena. This was Liang Zhe's residence. The Life and Death Arena belonged to Heilong, and the Victory Arena belonged to Liang Zhe. According to Qiao Yi, Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing weren't roped in by Lu Wuhai. While he was deep in thought, his phone rang. Zhang Hua had taken action. He had sent a batch of bombs out of the city and handed them over to Heilong's men. Bombs again. Is Heilong crazy to use bombs at this time? Jiang Changkong was puzzled, but he couldn't be bothered to think too much about it. 3 days was a short time. Heilong had to give the military an explanation. What was Heilong trying to do by sending bombs at this time? Could he be planning to bomb me to death? Now that the military and the Law Enforcement Bureau were here, he shouldn't be so bold. Unable to figure it out, Jiang Changkong decided not to think about it. He took out the phone he had snatched and sent Lu Wuhai a message, expressing his trust and asking if he had any big goods. Lu Wuhai waited for half an hour before replying that there would be big goods tomorrow night. The two discussed and agreed to take action tomorrow night. After the discussion, Jiang Changkong wondered if he should play the same way as before. Should he get Liang Zhi's men to find him? He felt that if he did it again, he probably wouldn't be able to trick Long, shaking his head. Jiang Changkong wanted to keep an eye on Long. A day passed quickly. Today, no one came to look for Long. Long only wandered around for a while and then went back to his room. The next day, Jiang Changkong went to the appointed location, put down the surveillance cameras, and returned to Wu City to continue waiting. At night, a few men in black walked out of the stone house and left quickly. Chu Jun also sent a message. Long had gathered them to deal with that martial artist and asked him to be careful. "Teacher, you're going too?" Jiang Changkong was puzzled. "Not just me. The military, the law enforcement bureau, and the other 5 big shots are going too." Chu Jun said, "This is Long's order to the military. You stay in Wu City and pay attention to your safety. Don't expose yourself." "I understand, teacher," Jiang Changkong replied with a serious look. After waiting for another 2 hours, a group of masked men in black appeared on the surveillance screen. He didn't expect himself to be so attractive. Almost all the big shots in Jiang City were attracted there. This was good too. There was no one guarding the stone house. Long couldn't take the star stones with him. He could sneak into the stone house and see if he could pick up a few star stones. It didn't matter if there weren't any here. He could go and check on the other big shots who were related to Long. As for the appointed location, they could go and have fun by themselves. Jiang Changkong wouldn't go anyway. As soon as he thought of this, Jiang Changkong quietly arrived outside the stone house. Looking at the repaired stone door, Jiang Changkong activated his astral power and spread it all over the stone door. The stone door turned into powder without a sound. "Hey!" Jiang Changkong stepped forward and his body stiffened. Inside the stone house, 2 people stared at him in shock. Jiang Changkong also looked at them. One of them was Long, and the other was a masked man in black. Long didn't go. He stole someone's stuff, and they just sat in the house and talked. This was so King awkward. "Take him down!" The man in black shouted, and a wave of golden astral power surged. "Star Ocean Peak. I've been tricked." Jiang Changkong's expression changed, and he raised his blade. With a bang, both of them stepped back. Jiang Changkong was about to leave when Long dashed out. "I didn't expect you to play this game with me." Long's face was cold, and his blade was covered in a red glow. "You talk too much. No matter who he is, he must die," the man in black said in a low voice. The golden blade aura flashed across the night sky. Jiang Changkong narrowed his eyes and spun his blade. "Then I'll kill you." He had planned to find some star stones and then find an opportunity to kill Long. But now, the 2 people at the top of the Star Ocean Peak were beyond his expectations. It seemed that Long didn't set this up on purpose. Then he would kill them. He made up his mind. Although he was reluctant, he still focused on the art of bronze skin and iron bone and the traceless 3 slashes. Chapter 73. Boom! In an instant, Jiang Changkong's aura soared, and the surface of his body shone with a bronze luster. Even his black clothes could not conceal it. The strong astral force fluctuated, and the saber chi shot out in all directions. He and Long were forced to take a few steps back in shock. Jiang Changkong had directly upgraded the 2 martial arts to perfection, the peak of Star Sea Peak. "You're at the peak of Star Ocean?" Long was shocked. Since the beginning of the 15th Company, he had been hiding until now. This person might have a star concealing ring of a higher grade than mine. It's not something a small city like Rivertown can have. The man in black glowed brightly. Whether or not he was sent by the Federation to investigate us, he must die. Golden light flickered like the blazing sun. Every step he took left a golden afterimage. The sky was filled with golden light, and the terrifying heat was surging. Long's sword glowed with red light, and his blade glowed with raging flames. "Traceless saber," Jiang Changkong shouted softly. The long saber was silent, and its trajectory was formless. The saber was traceless and silent. His silhouette flickered as he moved about. There was a fire under his feet, but it didn't reveal a trace of heat. Ding! As the blade fell, the astral power and the force pattern in his body vibrated at the same time. Boom! With a loud explosion, the ground cracked and the star power surged. Both of them staggered back at the same time. What terrifying strength! Their expressions changed and their hearts sank, but they did not show the slightest fear. Jiang Chankong's slash contained not only the terrifying astral power, but also the power of someone at the peak of Star C. The bronze skin metal bone technique had been upgraded to perfection, and the third force pattern had already formed. 3 power patterns vibrated at the same time, comparable to the peak of the Star C. He used the mysterious fire steps. While the two of them were still in a daze, the saber aura rose again, and the traceless saber attacked again. Kill! Golden Sun triple layer. The man in black shouted in a low voice. Golden light shone brightly, like the sword energy of the golden sun. 3 of them stacked together. Lava sword. Heilong's long sword shook, and the gravel on the ground flew up, fusing with the fiery red sword chi like lava. Jiang Chankong swung his blade, infused his astral power into the long blade, and slashed at the man in black. His left hand turned into a palm, and the colorless astral power filled his palm. Taking on my sword with your bare hands, you're courting death. Heilong sneered and increased the strength of his lava sword. Boom! Poochie! As the long saber fell, blood sprayed everywhere. As the saber turned, the black-clothed man's perlicue split open, and the long sword flew out of his hand. The strong astral powers in his left palm surged in all directions. Jiang Chankong didn't move an inch. His left palm reached into the astral powers and grabbed the sword. A slight stab of pain could be felt, and traces of blood flowed out. Heilong's expression changed. The scarlet sword light rose again, but the long saber was a step faster. Jiang Chankong injured the man in black with 1 slash. He turned around and slashed again. He wanted to deal with Heilong first. Poochie! The traceless saber slashed down, and a miserable shriek rang out. Blood gushed out, and the arm that held the sword was directly severed. A painful scream pierced through the night sky, startling the rest of the people. Jiang Chankong's face darkened, and he no longer wanted to fight. The traceless saber chi flashed and cut off Heilong's legs. This time, the saber landed unscathed, only crippling his leg tendons. You can't run. Heilong's miserable appearance scared the black-clothed man out of his wits, and he turned around to flee. He stepped on fire and moved like a phantom. His saber moved without a trace like a shooting star. The black-clothed man's expression changed. It was too late to dodge, so he could only raise his sword to block. Thud! Plop! Although he was able to block the sword ray in time, the terrifying power made him kneel down. The ground cracked, and the black-clothed man's eyes were filled with terror. Blood flowed out his mouth. Using the power of the saber and the astral powers, Jiang Chankong's long sword fell rapidly, and the long saber sliced down on his right arm. The arm flew off, and the painful howl sounded again. There was already a commotion in the surroundings. Jiang Chankong remained calm. He used his powerful palm, and the long saber sliced down, severing the leg tendons. Carrying Heilong and the black-clothed man, Jiang Chankong leaped up and rushed out of the martial city. He had been waiting there for a long time, so he knew the layout of the people nearby. Soon, he encountered more than 10 black-clothed men, but they were all cosmic cloud states. Sword chi swept past, and those who blocked it were all sent flying. They were all heavily injured. All the masters were lured away. Occasionally, there were cosmic sea states, but they couldn't even take one move from Jiang Chankong. He didn't kill them. After all, these people had no enmity with him. He just injured them so that they couldn't chase. Soon, Jiang Chankong rushed out of the city and used his astral powers to stop their wounds. Then, he took them and disappeared into the night. Dragging the 2 of them, Jiang Chankong ran for an hour before he stopped. Boss, you sent so many people to find me. What good plan? Jiang Chankong left the 2 and took off the black-clothed man's mask. It was an unfamiliar face. This person isn't from Jiang City, right? There were only a limited number of people at the peak of the cosmic sea in Jiang City. This person was definitely not from Jiang City. You're not from Jiang City either. The black-clothed man's face twisted in pain. You're sent by the Federation? Half. Jiang Chongkong said plainly. It's time for you to tell me what you've done. Is the firearm useful? The two's expressions changed. You're here to investigate this matter indeed. Then please speak, Jiang Chongkong said. Okay, I'll speak. The black-clothed man sighed and looked at his left hand. There was an inconspicuous black ring on his middle finger. Jiang Chongkong was taken aback. That easy? But then his expression changed drastically. 2-star power bombs appeared in the black-clothed man's hand. Die. The man in black had a ferocious look on his face as the 2-star power bombs exploded. Buzz. A condensed Tai Chi diagram instantly devoured the bombs. Endless star power poured to the side. A terrifying power exploded. A Tai Chi diagram appeared in Jiang Chongkong's body. At the same time, a Tai Chi diagram protected He Long and the black-clothed man's upper bodies. A layer of astral power shield also appeared on the black-clothed man's body. Boom! There was a terrifying explosion. Jiang Chongkong's body emitted a bronze aura, and he stood there unmoving. The Taiji diagram exploded, and wounds appeared on his bronze-colored skin. Blood flowed out of them. As for them, the Tai Chi diagram and the shield were destroyed one after another. The astral power swallowed them. Their bones were broken, and their chests caved in. The two of them were blown away with 2 broken legs. Their other leg was also full of wounds. Their faces were covered in blood and wounds. They looked miserable. The two on the ground weren't dead yet. He Long lay in the weeds and looked at him weakly. Tai Chi, iron skin. Jiang Chongkong wiped the blood off his body and used his astral power to stop the bleeding. Why did you do that? You're asking for death. The two struggled, but couldn't move. Where did the bombs come from? Jiang Chongkong went to the black-clothed man and used his astral power to turn into countless blade auras, stripping the black-clothed man naked. There was nothing on him except the black iron ring. It was pitch black with a cloud pattern carved on it. The black-clothed man's twisted face was excited. Don't even think about it. Let's die together. Puff. The blade aura slashed and the head flew. Jiang Chongkong cut off his hand again. He picked up the ring. Is this an interspatial ring? Is it astral power? Jiang Chongkong poured his astral power into the ring, and an image appeared in his mind. No, it was a small space. It was about 3 cubic meters, with 2 items covered by a black cloth and a small pile of star stones. There weren't many star stones, only 55, but they were all at the top of the 3rd rank. With a thought, a piece of black cloth appeared in Zhang Xian's hand, revealing the round balls within. Star Power Bombs. Chapter 74. Good stuff, really good stuff. Jiang Chongkong played with the ring and took out the 2 pieces of black cloth. One was a star power bomb, and the other was a few contracts. He Long, Lu Wu Hai, Ma Jin Wu, Qin Hai, and Yeshan. And the things to be traded were these weapons. The 55 top-tier 3rd-grade star stones were the capital. Looking at the contracts, Jiang Chongkong looked at He Long. The evidence has been prepared for me. Now, tell me, who is this person? He Long closed his eyes. I never thought that there would be a giant python in a shallow place like Jiang City. Seeing the Tai Chi painting and the terrifying defense, He Long guessed Jiang Chongkong's identity. A giant python? Jiang Chongkong didn't deny it. To be honest, you can die a quick death. He Long suddenly opened his eyes and said ferociously, Since I'm going to die, why should I tell you? I've been offended more than you've eaten. You're just like this guy, still holding on to the last glimmer of hope. If he really wanted to perish together with me, I would have suffered even more injuries if he had thrown a few more bombs at me. Jiang Chongkong sighed. These contracts are enough to kill you several times. I just want to know the process. The other party obviously wanted to kill Jiang Chongkong with the star power bomb just now, and they had the protection of the shield. Even if they were more seriously injured, they could survive. But they didn't expect him to have the Tai Chi painting and the bronze skin and iron bones to protect him. He Long was silent. You don't want to tell me? These bombs came from Li Mingda of Qixiang. Jiang Changkong said to himself, I know all this. My patience is limited. If you don't tell me, Ma Jinwu and the others won't be able to bear it. Ha! He long grinned and spat out another mouthful of blood. It's really ironic. I can't believe that the top student of your martial arts school will be solved by the top student of your martial arts school. How did Lu Wuhai get in touch with you? How can you be interested in him? Jiang Changkong frowned. He long fell silent again. If you don't want to tell me, then forget it. I can't be bothered to use your family and brothers to threaten you. Jiang Changkong sighed softly as a golden flame appeared in his palm. He long's eyes widened. You're a threat now. Don't worry, I won't touch them. They pose no threat to me, and no one will know of my identity. Jiang Changkong descended slowly, surrounded by golden flames. He long had a son, but his talent was average. He didn't go to school and followed He Long's subordinates to hunt the star demon. He was in his 20s and only had the power of a cosmic cloud. Moreover, his son would not be able to escape from this incident. How could He Long's son not know about the importance of firearms? Even if they didn't know, the Federation would still investigate thoroughly, and some people wouldn't let them go. He Long had done a lot of dirty things. When the time came, there would naturally be people who would seek revenge. He Long sighed and said weakly, You win. I'm not begging you to protect my son. Just don't do anything, and don't let the people around you attack my family. Jiang Changkong sat down. Please. I have to start from when Lu Wuhai went to the Gangshui Castle and participated in the martial arts school's exchange meeting. He Long's eyes were filled with sorrow as he recounted the events of the past. Lu Wuhai had seen the colorful world outside, and he had seen stronger geniuses. For example, a 20-year-old at the peak of the Starsea realm and a 21-year-old at the Stargate realm. Other than geniuses, he had also seen power. Those people had eyes and ears in their own cities. After Lu Wuhai returned, the best job the school had given him was a centurion in the army. A centurion was already very strong. A Chiliarch could only be held in the late Starsea realm. A major needed to be at the peak of the Starsea realm, and a minor commander needed to be at the Stargate realm. A centurion needed to be at the middle stage of the Starsea realm. Back then, Lu Wuhai was only at the early stage of the Starsea realm, but the martial arts school made an exception for him. Under normal circumstances, if it were someone else, they would have been overjoyed. However, surprisingly, Lu Wuhai looked down on centurions. He would only be an ordinary person in a big city. Therefore, he thought of River Town, He Long, and the other big shots. Of course, he also looked down on He Long and the others. A small river town actually had 6 big shots. Wasn't this a joke? He wanted to be number 1. And he also had connections. In the Gangshui Castle, he met a genius with power, money, and manpower. He expressed his support as long as he could get firearms. Therefore, Lu Wuhai did it. When he returned to River Town, he used the reputation of the martial arts school to find He Long and the others, and then revealed that he had people above him. If he did things well, he would get them 4th grade medicine and 4th grade cultivation resources. He would guarantee that they would step into the Starsea and achieve Stargate. Over the years, they had given out a lot of firearms and received a lot of benefits. However, there was not a single medicine used to break through. Lu Wuhai, that little bastard, is worried that we will achieve Stargate. How can I not see that? He Long sneered. Unfortunately, he hit it very well. The people above him believe him too. Only he knows the identity of those people. Jiang Changkong frowned. Gangshui Castle, those people, you don't know anything about them? Of course not. No matter how well they hide it, there will always be loopholes. I have been trading with them for so long, I have to be careful. He Long sighed. Gangshui Castle, Blue Cloud Hunters, that's them. However, I don't have any evidence. I only know that they have a Stargate Master. Jiang Changkong nodded and looked at the ring in his hand. Blue Cloud Hunters, is there a big one like this? He felt that this space was a little small. In the stories of his past life, there were tens of thousands of cubic meters. He only had 3 cubic meters. Star Concealment Ring, Blue Cloud Hunters have a big one. In the entire river town, there's only one with 10 cubic meters. It's worn by the principal of Xiang Science. He Long glanced at the ring and said, It also has a function to hide the fluctuations of star power. This is a low-level one, Stargate can tell. Hide the fluctuations of star power? Jiang Changkong's eyes lit up. This was a good item. He actually didn't realize this. Right now, he was lacking this thing. There were no Stargate masters in Rivertown. If he wore it, no one would be able to tell his strength. Is there anything else? Jiang Changkong asked. Long was silent for a while before saying, Lu Wuhai roped in someone from the army. He dared to touch the army star stones because he could settle things. I don't know who it is, but his position isn't low. What about Chili Archung? Jiang Changkong frowned. There were even people from the army. Lu Wuhai had done well these few years. It's not Cheng Huai, he long said with certainty. Where did you hide your star stones? Jiang Changkong asked again. This was the main point. He also turned off the recording. Of course, he had to record such things. He wouldn't record the star stone. He long looked at him. This was simply peeling off his skin. However, he didn't hide it and said it out loud. Okay, now, I want to borrow your head. Jiang Changkong's expression was indifferent. There wasn't a trace of cruelty. Long's mouth twitched. It affected his wound, and he grimaced in pain again. Help me up. Jiang Changkong reached out and helped him up. Any last words? Sit up. It's easier for you to chop. It'll be less painful, Long murmured. After that, he closed his eyes. I definitely can't feel it. The traceless blade slashed across his neck. His head flew off and was caught by Jiang Changkong. One of the big shots of Rivertown had fallen. Soon, the others would fall too. Holding Long's head, Jiang Changkong turned around and left. He found a deserted place and started to level up. Chapter 75. 55 top-notch third-grade star stones were equivalent to 22,000 essence, chi, and spirit. The 3 traceless blades and the art of bronze skin and iron bone had been perfected. It was time for Tai Chi and the fire art to be upgraded. The astral power in his body surged as he focused on the 2 martial arts. The Tai Chi diagram automatically appeared and quickly circulated in his body to heal his injuries. His understanding of the fire art increased again, and the fire astral power in his body seemed to be turning into golden fire astral power. At the same time, he also saw his 3rd force pattern. 3 force patterns, one thicker than the other. He cultivated for an hour to stabilize his power and looked at his stats. Jiang Changkong, Galaxy Pinnacle level Advanced Martial Arts. Art of Bronze Skin and Iron Bone. Perfected 1/128000 Tai Chi Scripture. Perfected 1/128000 3 Traceless Blades. Perfected 1/128000 Fire Art. Perfected 1/128000 Essence, Chi, and Spirit. 14310. 7. He put on the hidden star ring and injected some astral power into it. A strange wave came from the ring. Jiang Changkong's astral power was restrained, and he looked like an ordinary person. This is perfect. Jiang Changkong heaved a sigh of relief. He couldn't hide it, which was why he hadn't been in a hurry to make a breakthrough. He had 2 different identities and 2 different people at the same time. Even ghosts could think of some things. Last night's incident happened so suddenly that he had to upgrade. After the upgrade, he would, of course, kill Long. But things were different now. With the hidden star ring, he could upgrade at will. As for Stargate, he looked at his essence, chi, and spirit. It wouldn't be enough even if he killed all the big shots in Rivertown. The Tai Chi scripture operated to heal his injuries. The next day, the sun broke through the darkness. Jiang Changkong got up slowly. His injuries had stabilized, and it wouldn't affect his development. The explosion was powerful, but his Tai Chi and bronze skin and iron bone were not to be trifled with. The wounds on his body had also scabbed. He would be fine if he asked Ji Xiling to nurse him. He stood up, grabbed Long's head, and put the contract away. Jiang Changkong then rushed to Wu City. Wu City was in a mess. The military and the law enforcement bureau could no longer sit still and conducted a carpet search. Long said that he wanted to give them an explanation. He wanted them to set up an ambush and capture the person with the Calamity meteorite in one go. However, they waited there until the middle of the night, only to receive news that Long and a black-clothed man had been beaten up and taken away. If Heilong could not be found in one night, Heilong would definitely be in trouble. Now, anyone who wanted to enter the martial city would have to be interrogated, regardless of which faction they belonged to. Jiang Changkong watched from afar and didn't go in. He took out his phone and called Chu Jun, asking them to come out. After Chu Jun received the call, he did not ask much and replied that he would come over immediately. 15 minutes later, Chu Jun arrived with Ji Xiling and Ing Yanxue. As soon as they met, Chu Jun asked with concern, "Changkong, you also went to kill the murderer last night? Are you hurt?" Ji Xiling said angrily, "Last night, that person was too cunning. He actually buried a bomb and attracted everyone to it. Many people died." "Bomb? Many people died?" Jiang Changkong was taken aback. "What's going on?" "Last night," Ing Yanxue said. "Last night, 1,000-man commander Cheng Huai led 5 powerhouses and various experts to set up an ambush. In the end, instead of waiting for him, what happened was the star power bomb. Some people died immediately, and some were seriously injured. The 5 bosses didn't have it easy either. Almost all of them were injured. Now, everyone was looking for him." Jiang Changkong was a little dumbfounded, and his scalp felt numb. Damn it, Heilong wanted to push the matter of the military armament to him as well. Then, he would stay behind and trade with others to send the military armament out. This way, even if he didn't go, someone else would take the blame for the military armament. This could be considered as an explanation to Chili Arch Cheng Huai. However, no one expected that Jiang Changkong would kill Heilong, and the black-clothed man would appear in passing. "What's in your hand?" Ji Xiling looked at his hand. It was wrapped in cloth and was still dripping with blood. "Heilong's head." Jiang Changkong threw Heilong's head on the ground. "Heilong." The 3 people's expressions changed. Although they were prepared, they were still shocked when they saw the head. What was more shocking was that the head was brought out by Jiang Changkong. For a moment, the 3 people looked at him with complicated gazes. There was suspicion and confusion. Jiang Changkong tore open his clothes and revealed the scabbed wound. "Senior, treat me first. I'll tell you later." Ji Xiling hurriedly threw a few rays of green light to treat his wound. "Quickly tell me, what exactly is going on?" Chu Jun urged. "This is what happened. That person hurt me, but he didn't kill me. He made a deal with me." Jiang Changkong said in a low voice, "This is a special star stone, and this is the contract Heilong and the others sold the bomb. It's written in black and white. Apart from these, there are also previous contracts in Heilong's safe." Jiang Changkong took out the recording and played it for the 3 people. This evidence is enough to kill them all," Chu Jun said angrily as he looked at the contract and listened to the recording. "What did you pay for such a great contribution?" Ji Xiling asked with concern. Ing Yanxue frowned. "What did he want you to do?" "Star stones. He wanted my star stones. He said he wanted to break through the star sea level and reach the Stargate level." Jiang Changkong said, "As for the firearms, it has nothing to do with him." Chu Jun frowned. "Star stones? A special star stone is priceless. I'm afraid your star stones are not enough to exchange for it. I kept the special star stone with me. I can't sell it. It's just an ordinary star stone." Jiang Changkong said, "Besides, I didn't exchange it. I only exchanged it for evidence. He asked me to sell the special star stone." "For free? How is that possible?" "He didn't take it out before because he was afraid of exposing his identity. Now, he could take it out and sell it openly." "Sell it?" Ing Yanxue's eyes lit up. She quickly asked, "How much? Can you sell it to me?" Jiang Changkong smiled. "As long as I sell it for star stones, I will give priority to you and the martial arts school." This was the decision he had made after thinking for a long time. He could sell the special star stone now. Now that Jiangxing City was in turmoil, several big shots were about to fall. Not many people could afford it. It was better to sell it to the martial arts school. As for senior Ing Yanxue, although he wanted to sell it to her, he wouldn't give it to her for free if there were no star stones. Chu Jun asked again, "What about him? Has he left?" "He has another request. He wants to cooperate with the military to get rid of Ma Jinwu and the others. The condition is that he wants the star stones of these people." Jiang Changkong said, "I will talk to Leader Cheng about this. I believe he will agree." Chu Jun heaved a sigh of relief. They had obtained the evidence against Ma Jinwu and the others. However, there were 3 of them, 3 at the peak of the Star Ocean Summit. The military and the law enforcement bureau had none. Once they started a fight, they wouldn't be able to take down the 4 of them. Instead, they might be wiped out. Now that someone was willing to help, Cheng Huai wouldn't refuse. Then let's go together, Jiang Chongkong said. No need. Let Cheng Huai come to us. By the way, when he comes, don't mention the special star stone. Chu Jun shook his head. If we take Yilong's head, they will be alerted. Jiang Chongkong nodded. Don't mention the special star stone. Are you worried about selling it to Cheng Huai? Don't worry. As long as the price is satisfactory, I will give it to you first. Chapter 76. Although Ying Yinxue was tempted by the special star stones, she didn't say anything. It wasn't Jiang Chongkong's. He was just helping to sell it. Moreover, even if it was Jiang Chongkong's, she wouldn't take it directly. She was calculating how many star stones she had left and whether she could afford it or not. Before, she had suspected that Jiang Chongkong was a man in black. But now, her doubts had been dispelled. Jiang Chongkong couldn't have captured 2 people at the peak of Star Ocean Realm alone. No matter how talented he was, he couldn't have broken through to the peak of Star Ocean Realm in just a few days. Soon, Cheng Huai came along. This was Chu Jun's request. This was a serious matter. The fewer people who knew, the better. Chu Jun handed him the evidence and turned on the recording. Yilong, it's too easy for him to die like this. Cheng Huai looked at Yilong's head and lifted his foot. In the end, he resisted the urge. There was only 1 head left. It was better not to kick him. Jiang Chongkong asked, Captain Cheng, the other party asked me to pass on a message. Do you agree? Of course, why not? Cheng Huai pondered. But is that person's goal really just the star stones? I'm not sure about that. He only said that he would leave Jiang City after he got enough star stones. Jiang Chongkong said. Cheng Huai was unwilling. Can we capture him and ask for his real identity? Was he going to let the other party go just like that? No matter what, the star stones were taken by the other party, although it was Lu Wuhai's instruction. Captain Cheng, we can try, but the martial arts school won't participate. Jiang Chongkong said expressionlessly. Capture him? Now that his 4 martial arts had reached the peak of Star Ocean Realm, even if the Stargate came, he was confident that he could kill them. He didn't care about Ma Jinwu and the others at all. With his current strength, Cheng Huai wouldn't be able to capture him unless he used a technological weapon above the 4th grade. Cheng Huai still didn't give up. Can you stall him? Captain, I borrowed the Starlight surveillance device from Kaxiang, but it was stolen. Jiang Chongkong had no choice but to use this trump card. Although it was not lethal, it could monitor them. This was to let Cheng Huai know that the other party would be able to monitor his movements and make preparations in advance. Cheng Huai's body shook. He raised his head and looked at the sky. He didn't see anything, but he didn't dare to say anything. You can give him star stones of the 3rd level, but you can't give him anything below the 3rd level, Cheng Huai said again. Why? 1,000-man Cheng Huai wouldn't be interested in rank 1 and rank 2, right? Jiang Chongkong asked. Although there weren't many tier 2 star stones, it was still a considerable amount. Cheng Huai frowned and said, I have to report. I killed 4 important figures of River Town at once. And I can't even hand over a single star stone? Jiang Chongkong understood. I will tell him. He is in a hurry to break through to Stargate. He should agree. He had killed 4 of them at once, and they hadn't even been able to hand over a single star stone. The Federation would definitely think that there was something fishy about this matter. In order to avoid trouble, Jiang Chongkong could only give up on the 1st and 2nd level star stones. If you agree, tell me the time and place, Cheng Huai said solemnly. The time and place have already been decided. Tonight, yesterday's place and the time is the same. Jiang Chongkong said, Okay, I will go back and prepare. You go and contact him. Cheng Huai said and turned to leave. Jiang Chongkong passed the special star stone to Chu Jun. Teacher, you can take it and sell it. Chu Jun was slightly shocked. He doesn't trust us that much? Jiang Chongkong said. It's not that he doesn't trust us. He is confident in his own strength. No one in Rivertown can stop him. Chu Jun's heart shuddered. He understood what Jiang Chongkong meant. If they dared to embezzle it, or if the price was too low, the martial arts school wouldn't be able to live in peace in the future. Teacher, this is related to Changkong's safety. We can't miss out on his star stones. Ing Yinxue said. Teacher understands. Chu Jun nodded. Ji Xiling suddenly said, Teacher, please put in a good word with the principal. Can we give his star stone to Yinxue? I also hope that Senior Yinxue can get it, but it's not up to me to decide, Jiang Changkong said. Don't worry. In the whole school, Yinxue is the most suitable for this special star stone. Chu Jun said in a deep voice, I will contact the principal. Changkong, be careful. I don't want to lose another genius student. Now that the special star stone had appeared, Jiang Changkong was holding Chun Sanyan's saber. Did Chun Sanyan have a strength to kill He Long and a peak starry sea peak? Obviously not. There was only one possibility left. Chun Sanyan was dead and his saber was stolen. But he couldn't ask. What if he let Jiang Changkong ask, and the other party killed Jiang Changkong? Jiang Changkong nodded. He held He Long's head and turned to leave. After walking for half an hour and making sure that no one was following him, Jiang Changkong took out his phone. One was stolen, and the other was his. The two phones sent messages to each other, indicating that they had reached an agreement. Then, he set up a few more messages and sent them regularly. Only then did Jiang Changkong use his phone to reply to them. It's settled, but I want to stay. How cautious. Chu Jun sighed. This person was too cautious. With Jiang Changkong in his hands, the martial arts school wouldn't dare to do anything. It's been hard on Changkong. The two senior sisters sighed. Jiang Changkong sat cross-legged and waited for the sky to turn dark. Cheng Huai returned to Wu City and summoned the 5 big shots. He looked at Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing. These 2 big shots didn't participate. Cheng Huai glanced around and saw the 5 big shots sitting upright. He said in a deep voice, Just now, I received news that we have that person's whereabouts. Where is he? We will go there immediately. Ma Jinwu and the other 3 said at the same time. The death of He Long and the man in black made them very uneasy. Now they just wanted to kill Jiang Changkong and get rid of this uneasiness. I've already asked someone to monitor him remotely. He is very cautious and has been changing his location. Cheng Huai said calmly. I called you here to discuss how to bring this villain to justice. For Jiang City, for the Federation, we are duty-bound. Ma Jinwu was the first to express his stance. Me too. The other big shots, including Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing, expressed their stance at the same time. Cheng Huai nodded in satisfaction and said with concern, That's good. However, are the injuries caused by the bomb last night a problem? It's fine. I have already used healing medicine. I'm almost healed, Ma Jinwu and the others said. Then, go back and get ready. We can leave at any time. Cheng Huai waved his hand. The big shots left. Cheng Huai's face turned cold. Usually, he couldn't command these 5 big shots. These people gave him face on the surface, but secretly, they were disdainful. Now that it concerned them, one was more active than the other. This time, he would let that person deal with them together. As for Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing, he could also teach them a lesson. After giving instructions to the 5 big shots, Cheng Huai also began to prepare. He had to prepare some measures, just in case. Even if he couldn't take them down, he had to prepare life-saving measures. Night fell quickly. Cheng Huai set off with the 5 big shots. Jiang Changkong had already arrived at the agreed place. There was an explosion last night, and there was a large pit with a diameter of 7 to 8 meters. There were also broken weapons and torn clothes next to it. Astral power surged, wrapping up the dust and gathering it into a mound. He placed He Long's head on it. He held his breath and took off the ring. He no longer hid his peak star sea realm cultivation. With Jiang Changkong as the center, a formless saber chi spread out in all directions. The weeds were cut in silence, and many saber marks appeared on the ground. With his keen 5 senses, he could clearly hear footsteps in the distance. His eyes were like lightning, penetrating the weeds and seeing a group of fast-approaching figures. Isn't this the agreed place yesterday? A surprised voice was heard, and the 5 big shots had suspicious looks on their faces. However, the next moment, Their expressions changed at the same time, and they exclaimed, Heelong. The head on the mound stared at them with its eyes wide open, as if it had died with a grievance. How dare you come out after killing Heelong? Ma Jinwu shouted and looked at the figure next to the mound, who was wiping the saber. They didn't act rashly. They didn't dare to. Jiang Chankong's aura was too strong. Although he was still at the peak of Starsea Realm, he gave them a feeling that they couldn't fight him. Jiang Chankong also looked at them. Other than the 5 big shots, Cheng Huai, Captain Wang of the Law Enforcement Bureau, and Teacher Chu Jun were all here. In addition, there were more than 20 soldiers with them. We won't be able to escape tonight. Attack! Cheng Huai shouted, and the spear in his hand trembled. Cheng Huai's words gave Ma Jinwu and the others some confidence. No matter how powerful he was, would he dare to go against the Federation? Cheng Huai should have prepared enough measures since he knew where this person was. The soldiers walked out and surrounded them. Many golden stones appeared and shone with golden light. The golden light gathered and formed a golden barrier that covered the entire area. Seeing that the barrier was formed, Cheng Huai's figure flashed, and he retreated. Chu Jun, Captain Wang, and the others also quickly retreated out of the golden barrier. What are you doing? The 5 big shots' expressions changed. They quickly followed, but the golden barrier shone with sword light and forced them back. He said that we won't be able to escape. That's you. Jiang Chankong said faintly and pointed a saber at the ground. Heelong is waiting for you. Don't let him wait too long. As for the barrier, it should be at the early stage of the 4th stage. But it didn't matter. He could break it. Chapter 77. He didn't hide his cultivation level at all. The 3 traceless slashes were eerily silent. Ma Jinwu was the first to be hit. He hurriedly raised his sword to block. Clang! Uft. 1 slash landed. Blood gushed out. Ma Jinwu was heavily injured and sent flying. The other 4 big shots charged over. Their long sabers spun, and the saber radiance was like a waterfall, enveloping the 4 big shots. With a boom, the blade aura exploded. The 4 big shots were sent flying at the same time. Their arms were trembling and their hands were bleeding. This person's strength has probably surpassed the Star Ocean. Qinhai's expression was unsightly. This was not a strength that a cultivator from the Starry Ocean could possess. Cheng Huai, are you trying to use him to kill us? Ma Jinwu stood up and shouted, wiping the blood from the corner of his mouth. Boss Ma, if you have the strength to shout, you'd better fight with your life. Cheng Huai said coldly, I've got the evidence of your crimes. This is a temporary expert hired by the military. The 3 big shots. A temporary expert from the military? Who are you trying to fool? He's obviously the one who stole the star stones from the military. Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing. What does this have to do with us? Let us out. Are we going to fight or not? Boom! Another explosion was heard. Under the traceless blade aura, Qinhai was sent flying and his arm went limp. The blade aura was silent and traceless. Jiang Chankong's blade pressed against Nieshan. His left hand turned into a palm and powerful astral power surged out, forcing Shun Jiangxing and Liang Zhe back. Uft! Nieshan spat out blood and stumbled back. Jiang Chankong's blade followed closely. The traceless blade slashed across. Nieshan's eyes widened as he fell to the ground stiffly, his throat unscathed. The traceless blade rose again. This time, it was aimed at Shun Jiangxing and Liang Zhe. Cheng Huai's expression changed. No, these 2 are good guys. Jiang Chankong sneered, and the blade aura fell. Boom! The 2 were sent flying. Blood sprayed everywhere. You just want to use me to kill them, right? I'll do as you wish. Cough, cough. It's a misunderstanding. Cheng Huai coughed a few times and hurriedly said, I didn't mean to do that. I invited these 2 to deal with these 3 villains. I'm not in the mood to care about you. 100 inferior level 3 star stones, and these 2 can live. Jiang Chankong said coldly, if you have this idea, then give me the star stones. I will cooperate with you perfectly. If they didn't give it to him, he would kill them as well. Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing's expressions turned ugly. Cheng Huai, I'll remember you. Without waiting for Cheng Huai to speak, both of them said at the same time, Deal. 100 pieces of third-grade, low-grade starstones. I'll give it to you after this. Jiang Changkong's body trembled slightly. If there were any less, he would have forgotten that these two were also big shots. Forget it. These two weren't villains. They were just caught up in the fight, so he wouldn't kill them. I will also offer my starstone, Ma Jinwu said hurriedly. Wasn't it just starstones? Fine, I'll give them all. It was a pity that Jiang Changkong ignored him. The traceless blade had already landed. This slash was extremely fast and powerful. Ma Jinwu didn't even have time to raise his sword to block. The blade landed. His arm wasn't injured, but it fell. His figure flickered, and the blade was like a silent snake. Once it landed, even if he didn't die, he would be crippled. Liang Zhe and Shun Jiangxing retreated to the edge. Of the 3 big shots, 2 were crippled and 1 was injured. They were completely crushed. With such strength, he must be someone from a big city or a big province. Cheng Huai sighed. Chu Jun's eyes flickered. He opened his mouth but closed it again. He just took out his phone and recorded a video. Puffed. The tendons in his legs were crippled. Ma Jinwu knelt on the ground, losing his combat ability. The blade landed, and Qin Hai was directly sent flying. He couldn't block this move. The traceless blade flashed, crippling Qin Hai again. The 3 peak Starry Sea Realm cultivators were completely beaten up. None of them were a match for him. Looking at the 2 crippled people, Jiang Changkong put away his blade. I crippled these 2, but didn't kill them. This is my sincerity. I hope you won't play any tricks next. Give the star stones to Jiang Changkong, and he will pass them to me. After saying that, without waiting for a response, he flashed to the edge of the barrier and slashed out. Boom! An earth-shattering sound rang out. The barrier had been shattered by a single slash. Jiang Changkong swaggered off. Lord! The soldiers swallowed their saliva and looked at Cheng Huai. Take the 3 of them away. Don't bother with this person. Cheng Huai decisively ordered. The early-stage 4th order barrier had been shattered. With this guy's strength, he could definitely fight those of the early stage of Stargate. Out of the 5 peak Starry Sea Realm cultivators, 1 was dead, 2 were crippled, and the other 2 used their starstones to save their lives. If they still had any thoughts at this time, they would be stupid. They would just be sending their lives to hell. Jiang Changkong circled around and confirmed that no one was following them. There were also no surveillance cameras in the sky. Only then did he remove his black clothes. He didn't hurry to put away the surveillance equipment. He just left it there and headed for Wu City. Wu City was already in a mess. The military and the law enforcement bureau worked together to seal the businesses of Ma Jinwu, Heilong, and the other 3. Even their star stones had been seized and confiscated. When Jiang Changkong returned, Chu Jun and the 2 senior sisters heaved a sigh of relief. This is where Heilong's star stone is hidden. That person has already found it. Jiang Changkong took out his phone. There was a message on it. After I find it, I will contact him. Okay, I will send it to Chili Arch Cheng Huai. Chu Jun nodded and sent the message. Teacher, how are the special star stones? Jiang Changkong asked. Chu Jun said, the school is willing to offer 400 low-grade 3rd order and 100 mid-grade star stones. It's just a 2nd-grade special star stone. This price is already extremely high. Compared to my martial arts, isn't it a little too cheap? Jiang Changkong was stunned. It was only 60,000 essence, chi, and spirit. His martial arts were sold for 110,000. Was this a special star stone that had a price but no market? Which side are you on? Ji Xiling couldn't help but roll her eyes at him. Special skills are magical, but how can they compare to your martial arts? The special star stone is just 1 move. Although it's powerful, this is River Town. Chu Jun said in a low voice, if it's in a big province, we can auction it. It can be sold for 1,000 high-grade 3rd order star stones. I don't understand the price. Jiang Changkong laughed dryly. As long as the price is reasonable, that person is reasonable. I believe he will understand. He will definitely understand. He should be from a big province. He knows that our river town is too small. This price is already the highest price. Chu Jun said, Teacher, how can you be sure that he is from a big province? Jiang Changkong was curious. River town, no, Even the entire Jianghai province rarely has such a genius. Of course, you're an exception, Chu Jun said in a deep voice. He took out his phone and said, "Take a look at the battle video." Jiang Changkong could practice Taiji Fist and Iron Skin to the Starry Sea. He could dominate the Star Demon group. When he grew up, he would definitely be stronger than the man in black. Jiang Changkong and the two senior sisters watched the video. They were confused. It's nothing. He is very strong. He is. But did you notice that his saber aura, or rather, the lack of elemental power? It looks like an ordinary saber aura. He must be hiding his strength and fighting with only saber aura. Chu Jun said in a deep voice. What if his saber technique is like this? Jiang Changkong pouted. Changkong, you're also a genius. In the future, you will definitely surpass him. But now, you have to admit defeat. Chu Jun smiled gently. If the saber technique is like this, you can learn an internal cultivation technique. With this, the power of the saber technique can be enhanced. Jiang Changkong was slightly stunned. Using internal cultivation technique to complement it? That's right. It's mainly the elemental power and the coordination between martial arts. Chu Jun said as he flicked his saber. Even if it is a basic saber technique, with the support of internal cultivation technique and elemental power, it is already extraordinary. This saber technique, together with the internal cultivation technique, will definitely be enhanced. How would such a person not know this? He must be hiding his strength. Jiang Changkong was speechless. Your analysis makes sense. Why didn't I think of this before? He had only thought about the coordination between martial arts to upgrade his martial arts. However, he had never thought about the coordination between martial arts. What if he used the blazing flame technique with the traceless 3 sabers? Who would have thought that there would be fire hidden in the saber? If he used the blazing flame technique with the bronze skin iron bone technique, would his entire body be on fire? Chapter 78. Now that I have time, I'll tell you more. Chu Jun smiled and said, whether it's a martial art or a variety of martial arts, the most important thing is how to use it. Jiang Changkong and the two senior sisters listened quietly. They understood some of the general principles, but sometimes they didn't even think about it. A single martial art could have a variety of variations other than a series of moves. A martial art could be practiced step by step and become ordinary, while others could become powerful. There were also combinations of martial arts. There were also some formations and combinations of martial arts. For example, the snow art and the flying snow art. If you have an ice element martial artist, the power will increase. Chu Jun said lightly. Jiang Changkong nodded and said sincerely, Master, you're right. I've overlooked it. It's not a special art. You'll understand if you think about it. Chu Jun was satisfied with his sincerity. Jiang Changkong had an idea. Master, I want to try combining the fire art with the iron shirt. Oh, I haven't practiced the iron shirt yet. It's all up to you, Chu Jun said. Jiang Changkong sat with his legs crossed and activated the fire art. The fire astral power instantly filled his body. In the next second, his skin turned red and a wave of heat seeped out of his body. Jiang Changkong's expression changed, and he spat out a mouthful of hot blood. He quickly withdrew the astral power in his body and didn't dare to try again. What's wrong? Chu Jun asked with concern. The two senior sisters also looked at him nervously. I'm too impatient. Although the Iron Shirt's defense is unparalleled, I haven't practiced it to the 5 viscera and 6 bowels. Jiang Changkong shook his head and explained. Using the copper skin iron bone would allow the astral power to spread throughout his body. If he wanted to use the fire art, it would mean that the astral power of the fire art had spread throughout his body. His copper skin iron bone was only used for external defense and his bones. His flesh and organs weren't as strong. The fact that he wasn't cooked was because he was strong enough to stop in time. Chu Jun said, then rest well. 1,000-man commander Cheng Huai. It will take some time to search for the star stones. Jiang Changkong nodded and calmly circulated the Taiji scripture to nourish his internal organs. When it came to the recuperation of the 5 viscera and 6 bowels, the Taiji scripture was slightly better than the Raging Flame technique. Although the current raging flame technique and bronze skin iron bone technique could not be used together. However, he believed that if he continued to improve, he would definitely be able to coordinate with them. Moreover, just because the art of bronze skin and iron bones was not good, it did not mean that the 3 traceless blades were not good. He planned to practice it properly after collecting the star stones. Ji Xiling cast a few more healing spells on him. Chu Jun went out to receive the star stones sent by the martial arts school. Senior sister, I'm fine. Jiang Changkong stopped her from casting more healing spells. It's just consuming some star power, Ji Xiling said nonchalantly. She took out 2 books from her bosom and said, "Come, let's comprehend it together." Jiang Changkong, you came to Wu City with this kind of book? Ing Yinxua blushed. She turned her head to the side and ignored them. This is a magic painkiller. Every time I get injured, I take it out to study, Ji Xiling said seriously. I suspect that there is a peerless healing power hidden in it. Jiang Changkong was stunned. All right, what she said makes sense. Let's read it together. The 2 flipped through the books. Ing Yinxua sat on the side, bored, and did not peek. After reading for 2 hours, Chu Jun returned. Ji Xiling quickly put the books away. 5 backpacks, all filled with star stones. Oh right, you've achieved Star C. I haven't told you about the cultivation experience of the Raging Inferno art. Chu Jun remembered this and began to explain the Raging Inferno art to him. Although he did not need it, he still had to pretend. Jiang Changkong listened attentively. At noon, Chu Jun cooked. After eating, they each cultivated. In the evening, Cheng Huai drove over. There were as many as 11 backpacks. Jiang Changkong, I'll leave these to you. Send them to that person. Cheng Huai jumped out of the car and said, including Shun Jiangxing's and Liang's star stones, there are a total of 829 pieces of 3rd grade low grade, 311 pieces of middle grade, and 189 pieces of high grade. There are no top grade ones. There are few top grade ones. He only got 55 pieces after killing the man in black. 210,700 plus 60,000 special star stones. 270,700. He was rich again. Do you know how to drive? Cheng Huai handed him the key. No, I'll move there later. Jiang Changkong said lightly. Cheng Huai nodded. If you have time, let's have a drink. As long as Chili Art Cheng says the word, Changkong will make time even if he doesn't have time. Jiang Changkong smiled. Cheng Huai was very satisfied. This super scholar gave him face. As Lu Feng and the others said, this scholar was not arrogant. Just as he was about to leave, Cheng Huai stopped and said, by the way, I have something to tell you. We didn't find Lu Wuhai. Lu Wuhai? Jiang Changkong thought for a while and said, thank you for telling me. Changkong will pay attention. Cheng Huai then started to leave. Jiang Changkong was not in a hurry to leave. When night fell, he carried the star stones and left. The 2 senior sisters were worried about his safety and wanted to follow him, but Chu Jun stopped them. That was an expert comparable to the early stage of Stargate. He was not someone they could follow. Jiang Changkong found a rope, tied the backpacks together, and took them all at once. Away from Wu City, Jiang Changkong directly extracted all the essence, qi, and spirit. I'll first perfect the bronze skin and iron bone technique and the Tai Chi scripture. Jiang Changkong thought. He would not use the traceless 3 blades for a while. This identity would not appear in Jiang City for the time being. He had to try the fire art and the traceless 3 blades, so it was better to keep them the same. After making up his mind, Jiang Changkong began to improve. Adding points to his essence, qi, and spirit, Jiang Changkong's energy and astral power surged again. His skin was shining, and the healing ability had healed his skin, which was now very hard. Blood surged, and a masculine aura dissipated. He looked inside himself and saw that the 3rd force pattern was thicker. The Tai Chi diagram appeared and blocked the blood chi in his body, making him look ordinary. Together with the hidden star ring, it was perfect for hiding astral power. Jiang Changkong, Star Peak low rank upper grade martial arts, bronze skin and iron bone technique. Perfect 128000/128000 Tai Chi scripture. Perfect 128000/128000, traceless 3 blades. Perfect 1/128000 fire art. Perfect 1/128000 essence, chi, and spirit. 29012. 7-2 martial arts were successfully upgraded. Jiang Changkong cultivated for half an hour to familiarize himself with the energy in his body. Then, he began to use the Firestar power to practice the traceless blade. As the long saber slashed down, a faint spark was emitted, bringing with it a faint sound of breaking wind. The long blade fell on the weeds. There was no damage on the surface, but there was a bang and a flame rose from the inside. The weeds turned to ashes. I'm not familiar with it the first time. There are flames. I'll get better with more practice. Jiang Changkong nodded in satisfaction and thought, I wonder if Tai Chi could be like this? Once he had an idea in his heart, he would execute it. Jiang Changkong circulated the power of the blazing Firestar and executed the Taiji fist. The Tai Chi diagram appeared, half of which was emitting heat and the other half was calm. Bang! The Tai Chi diagram exploded and sparks flew. Fortunately, the protective Tai Chi diagram blocked it. The yin and yang of the Tai Chi diagram are balanced, but the fire broke the balance. Jiang Changkong put away the fire art and the Tai Chi diagram and realized his failure. However, did this mean that he had to learn a water or ice attribute martial art? Ding! His phone rang, interrupting his thoughts. It was from Ji Xiling and the others, asking him how he was doing. Jiang Changkong replied, I'm fine. Just as he was about to go back, another message came. It was from Zhou. Changkong, Zhanghua brought some bombs to see Lu Wuhai. Lu Wuhai? Jiang Changkong was delighted. No wonder Cheng Huai couldn't find him. He went to see Zhanghua. Then, everything could be over. He also wanted to inform Chu Jun and the others. Chapter 79. Lu Wuhai felt that something was amiss when He Long got into trouble. Moreover, there was the man in black beside He Long. Others might not know, but he knew the background of the man in black. Both of them were captured alive, and the matter was likely to be exposed. Just as he expected, Ma Jinwu and the other 2 big bosses were also caught. If he continued to stay in River Town, he wouldn't be able to escape. However, even if he wanted to leave, he couldn't leave empty-handed. He had to bring a batch of bombs to see that person in order to be protected. He had no value at all, and the other party might just kill him and cut off Rivertown supply line. Luckily, he was prepared and asked Zhanghua to keep a batch of bombs. He had planned to give them to the other party privately, but something happened. Senior Lu, are we really leaving Rivertown? Zhanghua carried his backpack and followed behind Lu Wuhai, who was also carrying a backpack with a hint of hesitation. Although he was prepared to leave Rivertown, it was different from what he had imagined. He had thought of completing the 5-year college entrance examination and getting a job assigned by the school. Instead of leaving with a bag of star power bombs on his back like this, he should have done it. We have no choice but to leave. There's no place for us in Rivertown anymore. Lu Wuhai's expression was complicated and his eyes were cold. If they didn't leave now, they wouldn't have the chance to leave in the future. Once Cheng Huai and the rest cleaned up the big boss's mess, they wouldn't be able to leave even if they wanted to. Zhanghua was silent. He really didn't want to follow Lu Wuhai, but he had no choice. There was no turning back now. Lu Wuhai seemed to know what he was thinking and smiled. Don't think too much. When we get there, you'll be my best brother. As long as I have something to eat, you won't starve. With these star power bombs, we'll be able to enjoy endless wealth. Zhanghua nodded, but he didn't look excited. Don't be unhappy. What's so good about Rivertown? Which job isn't trash? I'll help you create a real career. By then, we'll have a place in the entire Jianghai. Lu Wuhai patted Zhanghua's shoulder and said proudly. Zhanghua smiled. I'll listen to you. Let's go. Lu Wuhai smiled in satisfaction and led him away. However, not long after, a figure standing with a saber blocked his way. Jiang Changkong. Lu Wuhai and Zhanghua's expressions changed at the same time. I'm not sure if there's a place for you in Jianghai, but I'm sure that Jiang City has a burial ground for you. Jiang Changkong looked indifferent. A strong wave of astral power was emitted, and the long saber was covered in golden light spots. The hidden star ring was still working. His astral power fluctuations were only at the middle stage of the Starsea realm. For the past few days, I've been hearing about him. Wu City's ultimate 10 consecutive moves. His talent is far above us seniors. Lu Wuhai's expression was cold as he slowly unsheathed his sword. We are both in the middle stage of the Starsea realm. Let's see who gets buried today. Kill. See overturning 7 swords. With a furious roar, Lu Wuhai's sword chi condensed into 7 beams of sword chi. The superimposition of the 7 swords was enough to shake a late-stage Starsea cultivator. 1 slash. Jiang Changkong said indifferently. The blade was unsheathed. It was the golden flame mystic saber. The taiji manifested, and the sword chi was dispersed. A miserable scream was heard. As the blade passed by, the water vapor evaporated, the arms were sent flying, and blood flowed. The backpack fell off. Jiang Changkong turned the blade and activated the mystic fire step, and the other arm was sent flying. The backpack fell directly, and Jiang Changkong caught it with one hand. Blood gushed out. With both arms cut off, Lu Wuhai's face was twisted with pain, and he fell to the ground. Jiang Changkong looked at Zhang Hua. Do you want me to cripple you and take you back? Or do you want to come with me? Zhang Hua was already scared out of his wits. He hurriedly said, I'll go with you. I'll go with you. He had only been locked up for a few days. How did Jiang Changkong become so powerful? Lu Wuhai, who was in the middle stage of the Starsea realm, had both of his arms cut off in one move. Zhang Hua, you'll die if you go back. Detonate the bomb and fight him. Lu Wuhai roared hysterically. His expression was ferocious and terrifying, like that of a devil. Zhang Hua's body trembled. The previous star power bomb almost killed him. He had a bag of them with him now. Even if they were only at the 1st or 2nd rank, there were too many of them. He couldn't escape death. Go back and wait for death. Thinking of this, Zhang Hua calmed down and his eyes were full of viciousness. Worst comes to worst, I'll die together with this guy. You're courting death. Jiang Changkong snorted. He started a fire under his feet and moved as fast as a ghost. Puff! Before Zhang Hua could detonate the bomb, the golden flame's mystic blade had already slit his throat. He covered his throat with both hands, but he couldn't stop the blood from flowing. His breath gradually disappeared, and he turned into a corpse. Jiang Changkong's expression was calm. Another top student had died, but this time he had done a meritorious deed. He circulated his star power and wrapped Lu Wuhai's wound to stop the bleeding. He couldn't die yet. This guy was related to a lot of information. Tell me about the Blue Cloud Hunters. Jiang Changkong checked the backpack and asked. Lu Wuhai closed his eyes and didn't say a word. Jiang Changkong felt a headache coming on. This fellow was now a loner. He didn't have a family, and he only had a few friends, but they were all killed by him. He didn't even know how to threaten him. If you don't tell me now, do you expect the military to save you? Jiang Changkong said indifferently. Or Li Mingda of the Soaring Sword. He can't even protect himself now. Lu Wuhai opened his eyes and stared at him. Jiang Changkong, let me go. Let's work together. We can totally dominate Jiang Hai. Jiang Changkong was confused. What does he mean? Is there something wrong with his brain? I want to dominate Jiang Hai. Do I need you? As long as I have enough star stones, I can dominate the world. Lu Wuhai said again. You're more talented and powerful than me. You won't be willing to accept the job assignment. You'll go to extremes like me. Jiang City is too small, and so is Jiang Hai. Jiang Changkong was speechless. What you said makes sense, but it has nothing to do with you. I'm a proper martial artist. Professional martial artist ID. Do you see it? Jiang Changkong kicked him lightly and showed his ID. Hurry up and tell me. The profit from selling arms was great. Jiang Changkong was indeed tempted. However, killing the arms seller was obviously more profitable. The difference between the two was that one was a long-term and stable business, while the other was a one-time deal. One was a criminal, while the other was a meritorious service and could earn star stones. Let's end this here. The matter of Jiang City will be settled in Jiang City. Neither you nor the military will be able to find out the result. Lu Wuhai said expressionlessly. As for the people in the military, I can't tell you. What if I can live? I've been out for so long. I'm not a fool. I'm destined not to live. Lu Wuhai looked at the sky and murmured. He had already recognized his fate. He couldn't live. Even if Jiang Changkong let him go, the Federation's law wouldn't let him go. One last question. Where did you hide your star stones? Jiang Changkong's sharp five senses had already sensed footsteps approaching. I don't have any star stones. I've handed them over a long time ago. Lu Wuhai closed his eyes and didn't say another word. Jiang Changkong was a little disappointed. He was actually so poor. How could he have the nerve to say that he had been out for a few years without any savings? Looking at himself, he had almost 30,000 essence, qi, and spirit stones in savings. Chapter 80. Chu Jun came with Captain Wang and Cheng Huai, as well as Lu Wuhai. Both Cheng Huai and Captain Wang said that Zhang Hua's death was a great achievement. Jiang Changkong, his teacher, and his two senior sisters returned to the school. The rest was up to the Law Enforcement Bureau and the military. As for Jiang Changkong's other identity, no one openly investigated it. The Law Enforcement Bureau and the military wouldn't give up on him. Jiang Changkong didn't care. He was sure that no one would be able to find out. However, as soon as Jiang Changkong entered the school, he was called into Vice Principal Chen Hua's office. Changkong, our school has been very kind to you, hasn't it? Chen Hua looked serious, but there was a hint of dissatisfaction in his voice. Of course it has. Vice Principal, are you blaming me for killing Zhang Hua? Jiang Changkong frowned. Zhang Hua was a sinner. I've already expelled him. Chen Hua waved his hand. I'm talking about you. There's something wrong with the iron mantle you gave him. What's wrong? Jiang Changkong was confused. Of course it's wrong. This martial art is suitable for me. It would be strange if it was normal for others to cultivate it. The teachers and I analyzed the iron mantle and found that it can't block weapons of the same level, Chen Hua said. If it couldn't block weapons of the same level, it naturally couldn't block the star demon. How was that possible? Wait. Oh, right. I remember now. Jiang Changkong slapped his forehead. Vice Principal, I'm so sorry. There's another sentence in the secret manual. Those who aren't of the Jiang family can't unleash its power. Chen Hua, is there such a sentence? Why didn't you say so earlier? Some special martial arts required specific bloodlines to cultivate. This was something he was aware of. However, Jiang Changkong didn't say anything when he sold the manual. You're not lying to me? Chen Hua frowned. I wouldn't dare lie to you, Vice Principal. You can check it if you don't believe me. Jiang Changkong said in a deep voice. With the star concealment ring, he was suppressing his strength and only separated a wisp of astral power to activate the bronze skin and iron bones. Chen Hua couldn't see through his strength, so he could let him test it. It's not that troublesome. If you forcefully change your path, you can still hide it from me. Chen Hua smiled. I have a better one. Look at this. As he spoke, he took out a palm-sized instrument with a red dot on it. Jiang Changkong curled his lips, but he was also curious about the device. What is this? The body scanner can scan all of your meridians and bones. Sit there and don't move. I'll simulate your circulation route on the computer and see if it's suitable for you. Chen Hua replied. Jiang Changkong hurriedly sat up straight and watched the red dot sweep across his body. He suddenly felt a little nervous. This thing shouldn't be able to sweep out of his universe, right? He had 4 types of star power in his star ocean. Yeah, it really is a perfect fit for your body. Chen Hua was surprised. Do I really have to be of the Jiang family's bloodline to practice it? However, the ancestors of the Jiang family were all ordinary people. How did they come up with a martial art that required bloodline? Could it be that the Jiang family had a capable ancestor? Chen Hua couldn't figure it out. Jiang Changkong got up and glanced at the computer screen. There was a virtual human on it, simulating the circulation route of the bronze skin and iron bones. As long as it wasn't using astral power, he heaved a sigh of relief and said, if there's nothing else, I'm leaving. Chen Hua pulled him back and blushed. Why don't you learn how to use star stones? Principal, we're all adults now. Goodbye. Jiang Changkong broke free and left quickly. He couldn't return the star stones and the martial arts at the same time. It was a fair trade. He didn't set it up. There was a private bathroom in the room, so Jiang Chongkong took a shower. Ji Xiling and Ing Yinxue also went to bed. They hadn't slept well for the past few days. Jiang Chongkong was woken up by his two seniors at night. Cheng Huai was treating him to dinner. This matter could be said to be a great merit. Jiang Chongkong had obtained the evidence of the crime and obtained the greatest merit. Cheng Huai and Captain Wang could also share some of the credit. Of course, Tang Ruoshi was there as well. She had lent Jiang Chongkong the Starlight surveillance device, which was also a credit. There was no need to mention Zhouwen. It was because of his surveillance that Lu Wuhai didn't escape. The purpose of the dinner was to confirm the credit so that Cheng Huai and Captain Wang could report it. They could also talk about the future of Wu City. After 3 rounds of drinks, Cheng Huai put down his chopsticks and smiled. You guys will be in charge of Wu City this time. Thank you, Captain Cheng. Chen Hua smiled. We'll be fair and law-abiding in the future, Shun Jiangxing said. Right, the Xingyi Hotel has no owner now. I think Lord Cheng is a good fit. Liang just smiled. Cheng Huai smiled, but didn't say anything. Jiang Chongkong didn't say a word. Now that the 4 bosses were gone, these people began to divide the assets. As for the families of the 4 bosses, none of them could escape. All suspicious people would be arrested. As for Wu City, the school will reserve a piece of land for Jiang Chongkong. Chen Hua smiled. Pick whatever you want. The school will support you in whatever you want to do. Thank you, sir, but I don't know how to do business, Jiang Chongkong said. You could do whatever you want. You're taking it for free anyway. Ji Xiling tugged at his sleeve. You think you'll lose anything? Jiang Chongkong smiled and didn't say anything else. Everyone here had basically gotten their share. If he didn't take it, it would mean that he didn't want to integrate into this new circle. Right. I think we should forget about the Starlight meteorite iron. The people have all been killed. This time, it should belong to the martial arts school. Let the school fight for it themselves. Cheng Huai said, it has to belong to the martial arts school. This kind of treasure is suitable for the martial arts school, Shun Jiangxing and the others quickly said. Chongkong has made a lot of contributions. 1 piece of land is too little. How about this? You can hold a position in the military and ask for offerings from outside. The captain has already agreed. In the future, you will be able to enter and leave the military freely. You won't have to do anything. Including the Centurion, you can mobilize a 10-man team. Congratulations, inviting offerings from outside is not something that ordinary people can have, the group said enviously. Thank you, Captain Cheng. Jiang Chongkong raised his glass. Right, Tang Ruoshi of Kaxiang. Wu City will also give you a piece of land. You can start a small business. And Ing Yinxue and Ji Xiling. They're all talented. They should get a piece of land too. Gina Corporation also needs someone to take over. Why don't we all run it together and each take a share? Shun Jiangxing suggested. Forget about running it. I don't know how. I'll leave it to you. Cheng Huai said. We don't know how either. We'll have to trouble you, Brother Shun. Chu Jun cupped his hands. Since you think highly of me, I won't say anything. I'll give you dividends every year, Shun Jiangxing said with a smile. Just like that, the group of people ate and drank and divided up the properties of the 4 big shots. Jiang Chongkong had obtained a piece of land in the Wu City and was a nominal member of the army. His authority was that of a decurion, and he could only mobilize 10 men. However, he didn't have to work in the army. In addition to these, he also received monthly cultivation resources and some news about the Star Demon in the military. He was considered an official member of the Federation. Given his strength, it was a waste of his talent to be a centurion. However, this was a special case. It was not a job assigned by the school. Moreover, he could mobilize 10 people, including the centurion. His power was even greater than that of a centurion. The military law did not apply to him. If they wanted to hire him, they had to pay something. This position did not require any credit. It was equivalent to getting it for free. In addition, there was also the dividends from the Gina Corporation. Although there were many people and they could not get much, they were still considered shareholder. Even though he wanted to exchange all these for star stones, it seemed like they wouldn't agree to it, so he simply didn't ask. The meal lasted until late at night. Everyone went home to sleep. Chapter 81. Gangseong Budo School. Jiang Chongkong had just woken up. His head was still aching. God knew where those guys got the alcohol to make him, a starry sea peak cultivator, drunk. 3 days had passed since the division of properties. He had not had a single day of rest. He had been dragged to eat and drink. First, it was Cheng Huai, then Captain Wang, Shun Jiangxing, Liang Zhe, and finally Tang Ruoshi from Kaxiang. Tang Ruoshi had also taken some credit for lending him the surveillance equipment. She treated him to a meal as a token of gratitude. He rubbed his slightly swollen glabella and circulated the Taiji Sutra in his body. Only then did he feel better. "You're awake?" Ji Xiling crossed her legs. She was sitting on the sofa in the living room, admiring the contents of the book. "I'm awake. It's so uncomfortable." Jiang Chongkong shook his head. "I'll never drink with these people again. You're a big shot in Jiangxing now. You've done the most in this major firearms case." Ji Xiling put down her book and looked at him. "In the future, no one in Jiangxing will dare to disrespect you. You're the same, senior. Let's not flatter each other." Jiang Chongkong curled his lips. "It's different. You're more respected." Ji Xiling pouted and gestured to the door. "That junior is scared out of his wits. What's going on? I don't have any grudges with the students." Jiang Chongkong was confused. He had basically killed anyone who had a grudge against him. Where did this junior come from? He walked out of the small room. A young man was carrying a backpack and looking inside. "Senior Li Qiuchuan, what are you doing?" Jiang Chongkong was shocked. This person was Li Qiuchuan, who he had worked with before. At that time, he had just started out and was at the stage where he had nothing. He had relied on Ji Xiling and Zhou when to intimidate others. However, what was Li Qiuchuan doing? Was that backpack full of star stones? "Senior, I suddenly feel that I've gone too far back then. As a junior, I should have helped you for free," Li Qiuchuan said with a sincere expression on his face. As he spoke, he opened his backpack, which was filled with star stones. Only a few pieces were of the second rank. The rest were of the first rank, and they were all of the middle and upper rank. There were only a few of the best ones. "Keep this star stone for yourself." The corner of Jiang Chongkong's mouth twitched. He really didn't like it now. "I said I'd split it with you, so I did. Do you have something to ask of me?" It's nothing. I just wanted to tell Senior that if Senior needs anything in the future, just let me know." Li Qiuchuan hurriedly said. Jiang Chongkong understood. They were here to suck up to him. As for the previous conditions, there was no need to say anything. Li Qiuchuan did not have the guts to do so. Now, among the students, he fully deserved to be the #1 expert in the martial arts school. As for the teacher and the principal, he was hiding his cultivation. Others only knew that he was at the early stage of the Starry Sea realm, infinitely close to the middle stage. "Senior, this is a map." Li Qiuchuan carefully took out a piece of paper from his pocket. "A map." Jiang Chongkong took the map and glanced at it. He was puzzled. "Is this the star desolate grassland?" "Yes." Li Qiuchuan nodded and said in a low voice, "It's strange. After the college entrance exam, I also left the city and came here by accident. I saw a strange star demon." Jiang Chongkong frowned. "What's so strange about a star demon?" "This star demon looked like an ordinary star demon, but we were thrown several meters away by an invisible force before we could get close." Li Qiuchuan said in a low voice, "It's very likely that it's a special star demon." "Special star demon." Jiang Chongkong's expression turned serious. He had already verified the value of a special star demon. If he obtained another special star stone, he could sell it in a big city if it was not suitable for him. "What's the strength of that star demon?" Jiang Chongkong asked. "That star demon is very weak. It's only at the peak of star chi, but strangely, it's hard to get close to it." Li Qiuchuan thought for a while and said, "Once you try to get close, there's an invisible force that pushes you back." "Who else knows about this?" Jiang Chongkong asked. "My 3 teammates. I've already told them not to tell anyone." "The school didn't tell anyone," Li Qiuchuan said. "Okay, I'll accept this. Once I verify it, you'll be rewarded in the future." Jiang Chongkong kept the map. "Thank you, senior." Li Qiuchuan was overjoyed. He had secured his thigh. Even if he was given a special star stone, he would only exchange it for some star stones. But it was different for Jiang Changkong. He could get close to him and hug his thigh. "Okay, you can carry this starstone back," Jiang Changkong said. Li Qiuchuan left with the starstone on his back. Jiang Changkong took the map and entered the hut. Ji Xiling was studying her unique book again. She was very focused. "Senior," Jiang Changkong called out. "Don't call me. I've been very busy recently. I have to go to Wu City to look at the land later." Ji Xiling glanced at him and said, "I'll help look after your land. What business do you want to do?" Although the conversation just now was very quiet, it couldn't be hidden from Ji Xiling, who was already in the sea of stars. "I don't have any ideas for now. Let's talk about it when I come back," Jiang Changkong said. "Don't be in a hurry to leave. You have two choices now. 1. Tell me your idea, and I'll help you. 2. Tell me your idea. The school will take 30%. In the future, you won't dare to do anything to the school. Just take 70%. Ji Xiling stopped him and said, "Senior, what do you think? What about Senior Yanxue?" Jiang Changkong asked. "Of course, to keep the school busy. We'll leave Jiang City in the future. There are martial arts schools all over the Federation. Any school can take it," Ji Xiling said. As for Yanxue, she plans to let the school help her open a restaurant. There were martial arts schools in all 36 provinces of the Federation and 11 islands overseas. All of them belonged to the Federation. Even if their businesses were in other cities, as long as there were profits, they could go to the martial arts schools to take it. Jiang Changkong thought it was feasible. He didn't have the energy to take care of it, so he just left it to the school. He didn't know how to do business either. Besides, he was a certified martial artist. If there was anything, he could do it with another identity. As for Yanxue, he felt that she opened a restaurant purely to let him leave the school and have a place to eat for free. Although everything was handed over to the school, he still needed to take care of some details. After Jiang Changkong understood, he asked the two senior sisters to take care of it. Ji Xiling also knew the importance of the special star demon. She urged, "Go quickly. Don't lose it. Don't worry. For now, only we know," Jiang Changkong said. "If it can be found by Li Qiuchuan, it can also be found by others." Ji Xiling frowned. "Be careful. If it's suitable for you to learn, it'll be a loss if you don't get it." "All right, I'll go now." Jiang Changkong brought his weapons, backpack, and a few bottles of water. Ji Xiling said, "I'll go to Yanxue to get some jerky for you." Weapons, water, and clothes were all put into the backpack. Jiang Changkong was ready to leave. Ji Xiling and Yanxue came with 2 big bags full of jerky. Jiang Changkong was speechless. "How many snacks did you hide in your room?" Yanxue's expression was still cold. She didn't feel anything was wrong. "Bring them all. Don't starve yourself outside." Jiang Changkong looked at his backpack. There was still a small space left. He packed the jerky and ran. He also saw Ji Xiling put the book into his bag reluctantly. She said it was effective in relieving pain. These 2 senior sisters were abnormal. Chapter 82. After escaping from the 2 passionate seniors, Jiang Changkong went out again. The soldier guarding the gate saluted. "Greetings, sir. Do your best." Jiang Changkong nodded and felt refreshed in his heart. Even his footsteps became lighter. He was already registered in the army and had obtained his identification. He was now hiring people outside the army. Normally, the army would hire people as well. They were all experts in the city and professional martial artists with clean identities. Being a special group, they didn't need to report to the army. As long as the army needed them, they could help out. Hiring people outside the army meant that they were hired from outside and didn't belong to the army. They could do it if they wanted to and quit at any time. Hiring people outside the army was rare. Only those who had made great contributions and were very strong in the city would be approved by the army. Jiang Changkong was able to get this position because he had made great contributions. Without taking a car, Jiang Changkong used Mystic Fire Step and left the city. With his current speed, compared to the average car, he was faster than it was if he hurried on the road. He took out the map and confirmed his location. The place where Li Qiuchuan found the special star demon was not far from where Zhou Wan and Yanxue had asked for help. It was the opposite direction from where Zhang Hua and the rest were chasing the special star demon. stepping on fire. Jiang Changkong's figure was like a phantom, disappearing into the weeds. Along the way, he saw many people hunting the star demon. There were ordinary martial artists from Rivertown and students from the two schools. He didn't stop and continued on his way. 15 minutes later, he arrived at the place where he had saved Zhou Wen and Ying Yanxue. His speed was many times faster than before. Roar. After a while, he heard a roar. A star demon was blocking his way. Jiang Changkong didn't stop. He slashed, and the star demon was cut in half. It was only in the middle stage of star chi and didn't have any spirit. He wasn't interested. Jiang Changkong killed his way through and arrived at the river. There were many star demon drinking water. This is where the star demon last appeared. Jiang Changkong looked at the map. If there were no accidents, the star demon should still be nearby. However, this special star demon wasn't in human form. Even if he saw it, he wouldn't be able to recognize it. Star Chi Peak. Jiang Changkong thought about the star demon's strength. He unsheathed his sword and unleashed a wave of sword energy. The star demon who was drinking by the river was instantly split apart, and blood flowed everywhere. Roar! There were quite a number of star demon drinking water. The smell of blood stimulated them, and they roared as they charged over. Saber Chi shot out, with Jiang Changkong at the center, spreading out and splitting the star demon in half. The stench of blood drifted in all directions. Jiang Changkong waited where he was. He planned to play something big again. Now that he had formed a star sea, there were many star chi and nebula star demon nearby. He could definitely play something big. One by one, the star demon fell. With Jiang Changkong's sharp senses, he sensed that there was star demon nearby. Before the star demon could come over, Jiang Changkong's mystic fire step turned into a phantom and killed the star demon. Dense blood energy gathered, and the sky gradually turned scarlet. More and more star demon rushed over. Jiang Changkong's body didn't move, but his saber energy swept out. He picked out the star stones and held them in his hand. There was no skill notification, so he directly threw them away. He tried them one by one, but none of them were special star demon. After killing for 2 hours, the star demon's corpses had piled up like a mountain. Jiang Changkong still hadn't found the special star demon. What kind of skill was it to be able to send Li Qiuchuan and the others flying with invisible star power? Was it just sent flying with star power? That couldn't be right. Li Qiuchuan and the others weren't weak. The star demon at the peak of astral chi wouldn't be able to send it flying with star power alone. Roar! The star demon's roar kept coming. Jiang Changkong casually swung his saber and killed the star demon. Time flew, and in the blink of an eye, it was already dark. Jiang Changkong was a little tired. He suspected that the star demon had left this place. If it was nearby, the star demon wouldn't be able to resist the dense blood energy. Let's rest first. I'll change places later. Jiang Changkong took out the map. Li Qiuchuan had marked out all the places where the special star demon appeared. He planned to try all the places where the special star demon appeared. If there were none, it would prove that it had left. At that time, he could only choose to give up. The star desolate plain was so big. He wasn't confident that he could find the special star demon. By the time he recovered his star power, it was already late at night. Jiang Changkong changed places and continued to kill the star demon. With the strength of a peak of star sea warrior, Jiang Changkong could do whatever he wanted. He had encountered quite a number of nebula star demon, which increased his essence, energy, and spirit by a few hundred points. My essence, energy, and spirit are increasing. Jiang Changkong was a little depressed. He thought about the hundreds of thousands of essence, energy, and spirit that he had obtained recently. Unfortunately, he probably wouldn't have such an opportunity in Rivertown in the future. All the big bosses have been killed and their assets have been divided. Unless he killed the remaining big bosses as well. After killing the star demon, he recovered his star power and continued to kill. He would rest for a few hours in between to recover his energy. 4 or 5 consecutive days, Jiang Changkong had tried all the places where the special star demon would appear, but he didn't even see a trace of the special star demon. Forget it. I'll just kill the star demon and go into seclusion for a while. Jiang Changkong decided to give up. If he had the time, He could focus on killing the Galaxy Star Demon and get a lot of star stones. Besides, his 3 traceless strikes combined with the fiery art needed more practice. Since it wasn't convenient to practice in school, he would practice in the star-desolate grassland. He swung his blade, and sparks flew, but there was still some leakage of energy. Jiang Changkong was very patient. He swung his blade again and again. Sparks spun along with the blade, and the star demon started to burn from the inside out. With one slash, the star demon's internal organs were burnt to a crisp, giving off a strong smell of meat. As he swung his blade skillfully, the sparks gradually decreased. From the little sparks before, there was only a trace of fire. After a day, he could barely combine the 2 martial arts, but he wasn't very familiar with it. The blade passed through silently and landed on the star demon's body. There was no injury, but golden flames burned from the inside, burning the star demon. 3 traceless strikes combined with the fiery art. He directly injected the fiery blade qi into the opponent's body. Jiang Changkong's lethality had increased by another level. He was also filled with expectations for the 4 martial arts. This time, I should thank Teacher Chu Jun. With this, I could be considered to have fully grasped my martial arts. Jiang Changkong put away his blade and stood upright, thinking about his martial arts. I'll go to the galaxy region first and practice on the way. Looking at the sky, it was already late at night. Jiang Changkong left quickly. Fire started under his feet, and he walked on it. Jiang Changkong was like a ray of fire, passing through the weeds. Half an hour later, Jiang Changkong stopped. In the weeds to his left, there were 2 people lying on the ground, looking at the situation outside anxiously. If they were strangers, he would have left immediately. However, these 2 were acquaintances. Acquaintances from the army, Lu Feng and Zhang Imo. Brother Feng, Brother Imo, what are you doing? Jiang Changkong walked over and squatted down beside them. F***, who is it? The 2 were shocked. After seeing him clearly, they heaved a sigh of relief. So it's Brother Changkong, no, Officer Jiang. Don't be so distant between us. What are you doing? Where's Brother Hu? Jiang Changkong asked curiously. He raised his head and looked in front of him. It was empty, there was nothing there. The star-desolate grassland at night was very dangerous, but these 2 were still here. It seemed like they were on the move. Uzi has already left and sacrificed his life for the Federation. Lu Feng looked a little sad. But it's nothing. This is our fate. He's considered lucky. At least he wasn't eaten by the star demon. What's going on? Wasn't everything fine just now? Jiang Changkong was slightly shocked and asked. Chapter 83. Jiang Changkong had seen them when he was searching for the star-robbing stones. He had held back and only knocked them unconscious. Xiaohu was still there at that time. After he was done with the matters in Wu City, Chang Huai and the others had been drinking with him. He didn't have time to ask Lu Feng and the others where they went. He wanted to treat them to a meal. Unexpectedly, when they met again, there were only 2 of them left. It's not a big deal. I was just helping Chiliarch Zhao find a star demon. He died in an accident. Lu Feng said calmly, but he couldn't hide the sorrow on his face. They were good friends and had worked together. Xiaohu's death was a blow to them. Zhang Imo looked angry, but he didn't say anything. He just looked to the side. He died in the hands of Star Demon. This sigh. Jiang Changkong sighed. If he died in someone else's hands, he could still avenge them. But Star Demons all looked the same. Who knew if killing them was considered revenge? You don't have to say anything. We're honored that you still remember us. Lu Feng grinned. You should have something else to do. Don't worry about us. Brother Feng, what are you saying? I owe you a meal, and I'll keep my promise. I also owe you a phone. Jiang Changkong said in a deep voice, Brother, who can't eat now? But even if there are 10 or 100 star demon, I'll kill them for you, let alone one. It was just a class 1 or class 2 star demon. Jiang Changkong had killed more than 1,000 in the past few days. He couldn't even finish picking up the star stones that he didn't want. Changkong, since you call me brother, listen to me. Don't interfere. Go to your own things. Lu Feng's expression darkened. We can talk about the food and the phone when we get back. Zhang Imo, who had been silent, nodded. We know you're very strong, but don't interfere. Go back. Wait, What star demon are you looking for? Is it at the peak of Star Ocean? Jiang Changkong was surprised. The two of them knew that he was in the military. It was impossible that they didn't know his current strength. After a long silence, Lu Feng asked, "Do you really want to help?" "Brothers, your words are meaningless. If I didn't want to help you, I wouldn't have opened my mouth." Jiang Changkong frowned. The two of them looked at each other, and Lu Feng continued. "It's like this. Either you snatch that star demon away, or you snatch it away. Otherwise, please call Chili Arch Ching over." "Is it really the peak of the Sea of Stars? Steal that star demon? That's not right. You guys aren't strong enough." Jiang Changkong's expression changed. "That special star demon at the pinnacle of Star Chi? You know about it?" Both of them were shocked. "That's why I'm here. One of my seniors gave me this information, but until now, I haven't found any clues at all." Jiang Changkong explained. "But you just said that you want me to snatch it away?" Although his name was in the military now, he was not officially in the military yet. Lu Feng and Chili Arch Chung were members of the military. Under normal circumstances, they wouldn't let him snatch the special star demon. Moreover, he was puzzled that they wanted him to find Cheng Huai. Why would they want to find Cheng Huai for no reason? "Since you know about the special star demon and found this place, I'm sure you won't give up," Lu Feng said. "We didn't do this on our own. Chili Arch Zhao brought us here." Chili Arch Zhao, Zhao Qianjun, a Chili Arch of Rivertown's military. His late-stage Star Ocean strength was showing signs of breaking through to the pinnacle of Star Ocean recently. Zhao Qianjun had received the news and brought them here to capture the special star demon. They had tracked the star demon from where it first appeared to this place. That star demon isn't strong, but there's a pinnacle of Star Ocean next to that star demon. Lu Feng's expression was ugly. But Zhao Qianjun knew about this, but he still asked Xiao Hu and the others to attack, causing Xiao Hu's death. Pinnacle of Star Ocean? Jiang Changkong was a little dazed. The pinnacle of Star Ocean was really involved. Li Qiuchuan and the others were really lucky to not encounter the pinnacle of Star Ocean star demon. "You're saying that Zhao Qianjun knew about the pinnacle of Star Ocean star demon, but he still sent brother Hu to his death?" Jiang Changkong's expression darkened. Here's what happened. The two of them had cold expressions as they explained. When they found the special star demon's location, Zhao Qianjun pretended not to know and asked the soldiers to attack. He went to capture the special star demon himself. However, to everyone's surprise, the surging blood aura in the distance attracted the special star demon away. Jiang Changkong. How the F***CK is this related to me? The surging blood aura was undoubtedly his doing. In the past few days, he had killed many star demon and piled them up into a mountain to attract the star demon. It turned out that it wasn't attractive, but that Zhao Qianjun and the others had lured it away. Zhao Qianjun was furious that he couldn't capture the special star demon, but the pinnacle of Star Ocean star demon had exploded. No matter how angry Zhao Qianjun was, he knew that he had to save the soldiers first. He couldn't let all of them die here. And Xiao Hu died in this battle. Zhao Qianjun wasn't strong enough, but he had no problem delaying the pinnacle of Star Ocean star demon for a while. As for the star demon, it was probably guarding the special star demon. After the special star demon left, it didn't fight for long before leaving. With Zhao Qianjun's strength, it would be best for him to delay the star demon while you guys capture the star demon. Jiang Changkong frowned, but he didn't do that. Instead, he chose to let us delay the star demon. Also, Zhao Qianjun knows this star demon very well. No matter how it runs, he can always determine its range, Lu Feng and Zhang Mo said angrily. With their strength, even with the help of their equipment, they wouldn't be able to hold on for long. Jiang Changkong frowned and pondered. Determine the range of the star demon? The two continued to talk. A few of Zhao Qianjun's bodyguards talked about how the pinnacle of Star Ocean star demon had chased them out from the depths. It had chased them out from the depths. Jiang Changkong was slightly shocked. The galaxy star demon shouldn't have appeared here. Now, there was an explanation. It had chased them out from the depths. That special star demon was clearly not the star demon nearby. It had also come from the depths. That was interesting. Why would the galaxy star demon come out for no reason? There was no movement from the captains. Plus, they could determine the range of the star demon. Could it be that this special star demon had escaped from Zhao Qianjun? He asked the question in his heart. Lu Feng replied, "No one knows about this. Zhao Qianjun is using this as an excuse to bring his troops back to the city to rest. He has been fighting for a month. Returning to the city to rest was something they couldn't refuse. They had hunted the star demon for a month. Couldn't they take a few days off?" Lu Feng and the others naturally wanted to report this. However, their phones and anything that could contact the outside world had been confiscated. As for the special star demon, Zhao Qianjun would definitely not tell others. As for determining the range of the special star demon, it was a guess based on their daily actions. "Changkong, what are your plans?" Zhang Mo sighed. Jiang Changkong frowned. "I won't give up on the special star demon." Lu Feng said seriously, "It's the same as before. If you want to snatch it, do it. If you don't, contact the Chiliarch." "Right. Zhao Qianjun has also hired helpers. They will arrive tonight." Zhang Mo continued. "They are external worshippers. They aren't from River City. Their strength is unfathomable." "External worshippers?" Jiang Changkong narrowed his eyes. This was the same as his position. They weren't from River City. Their strength was unfathomable. Hopefully, they weren't too strong. Otherwise, it would be difficult to snatch the special star demon. He wanted to snatch the special star demon, but he couldn't drag them down with him. After weighing the pros and cons, Jiang Changkong said, "Contact Cheng Huai. It's not a conflict of interest." "No, contacting Chiliarch Sheng is our last resort. They are both Chiliarchs and have a special relationship with the special star demon. Cheng Huai won't be able to interfere." Lu Feng smiled bitterly. "I only heard that you were related to the Chiliarch. Let's see if he can transfer us out and save our lives. Cheng Huai and I aren't that close. I'm afraid he won't offend Zhao Qianjun for me," Jiang Changkong said helplessly. Chapter 84. Jiang Changkong had some influence, but not that much. On the surface, he was just a genius who had picked up a great merit. His secret identity was the one that made people shudder with fear. His secret identity could be killed and left. They wouldn't be able to find out anyway. The special star demon is nearby. Let's set up a mark. Follow from afar, and we'll pass the information to you. Lu Feng's expression was sinister. As long as Zhao Qianjun doesn't catch the special star demon, it'll be revenge for Hu Zi. All right, Jiang Changkong nodded. If he really found the special star demon, Cheng Huai would take care of him. As long as he was strong enough, he would definitely become a Decurion. He believed that Cheng Huai would give him face. "I need a phone," Zhang Mo said in a low voice. Lu Feng's expression changed, and he said angrily, "Just set up a mark. Why do you need a phone?" "I won't leak the information to others. Since those bodyguards said so much, they might have more to say," Zhang Mo said in a low voice. "If there's a recording, pass it to Changkong. It'll be a great contribution." Lu Feng didn't say anything and looked at Jiang Changkong. "Have you thought it through?" Jiang Changkong frowned. If they pretended to be fine, Lu Feng and Zhang Mo would be safer. If they brought a phone, they might be killed if they were discovered. "I've thought it through. Other than taking revenge for Hu Zi, I'm also worried that we'll be the ones dying next time." Zhang Mo sighed. "What if they push him out next time?" "Phones are easy. There are martial arts students nearby. I'll borrow two. Wait for me for half an hour." Jiang Changkong threw down a sentence and turned to leave. He didn't borrow, but he was robbing. He didn't know if there were martial arts students nearby, but it was fine as long as someone had a phone. Running at full speed, it only took them 20 minutes. Jiang Changkong brought two phones. The two of them took out their SIM cards and threw them away to prevent anyone from calling. The three of them discussed for a while and agreed to use the flame pattern as a mark for communication. "The special star demon is nearby. You can look for it yourself. Our rest area is over there. If we don't come here tomorrow, that means we've moved. You can go to the resting area to take a look." After saying that, Lu Feng reminded them not to approach the resting area casually. The resting area had an origin martial compass, so he would be discovered if he approached. Jiang Changkong nodded and memorized them one by one, but he didn't think much of it. With the star concealing ring, he could evade the origin martial compass. Speaking of which, Tang Ruashi still owed her a request. When would she fulfill it? My search for the star demon has caused quite a commotion. Be careful. It might alert Zhao Qianjun. After explaining, Jiang Changkong left. Lu Feng and Jiang Changkong only knew that the special star demon was nearby, but they did not know its exact location. They came out just to look for clues. If Jiang Changkong wanted to find the special star demon, he would have to do it himself. To find a star demon, the old method was the most suitable. As for whether it would alarm Zhao Qianjun, he didn't need to worry at all. He was a consecrator from the army, and he had obtained the approval of a major. He could compete with Zhao Qianjun openly, depending on their own abilities. Moreover, he wasn't here to find the special star demon. Killing the star demon was everyone's responsibility. After finding a star demon, he killed it and let it bleed. There were more star demons at night than during the day. Jiang Changkong easily found a star demon team and killed them to retrieve the star stone. He held it in his hand and threw it away without using any martial arts. The star demon fell one after another, dyeing the night sky red. The smell of blood wafted, the ground trembled, and the weeds collapsed. The star demon rushed over in a frenzy. Jiang Changkong raised his saber and slashed, causing more blood to flow. Changkong, this commotion. In the distance, Lu Feng and Jiang Changkong looked at each other and left quickly. They found a place to bury their phones. This commotion would definitely attract Zhao Qianjun. They couldn't bring their phones, lest they thought they had called Jiang Changkong. Of course, this wasn't a problem. As long as they couldn't find their phones, they could stay far away. Zhao Qianjun could only determine an area. He still needed manpower to find the star demon, so he wouldn't kill them easily. The thick smell of blood soared into the sky. Countless star demon roared, shaking the ground. Among the weeds, there was a green tent with two soldiers standing guard outside. A middle-aged soldier panted heavily as he rushed over. "Stop! The Chiliarch is entertaining an important guest. You can't afford to disturb him like this," a soldier said coldly. A soldier said coldly, stopping the middle-aged soldier. He then asked, "Why are you so flustered?" "The star demon is behaving strangely. Blood suddenly appeared there, and the sky has turned red," the middle-aged soldier quickly explained. "The star demon is behaving strangely? Blood?" The other soldier's expression changed. "Wait here, I'll report it." After saying that, he went into the tent. The middle-aged soldier calmed down and took 2 steps back. He stood with his head lowered and adjusted his breathing, trying to calm it down. "I heard it all," a rough voice said. A boorish voice rang out as a well-built man, wearing armor, walked out of the tent, followed by a soldier. Walking beside him was a young man in a blue robe. He reeked of alcohol. It seemed like he had drunk a lot. "Chiliarch Zhao, Minister Chu." The middle-aged soldier hurriedly bowed. "Which direction?" Zhao Qianjun didn't say much. "It's over there." It's easy to see the surging smell of blood. The middle-aged soldier pointed in a direction. "Let's go take a look," the young man in the blue robe said and rushed out. Zhao Qianjun narrowed his eyes and followed. He wanted to see if this was done by someone or by the star demon. If it was done by someone, he definitely wouldn't let them go. The two of them walked quickly. In a few minutes, they were close to their destination. Seeing the surging bloody light and the star demon charging toward them, their expressions changed drastically. "Not good. This situation is very disadvantageous for us." Zhao Qianjun's expression was extremely gloomy. "Tell your men not to come over. We can't let anyone see that special star demon." The young man in the blue robe's expression was extremely gloomy. He turned around and said, "I'll go take a look." Zhao Qianjun hurriedly followed. He took out his phone and contacted his soldiers, telling them not to come over. The other soldiers' phones were confiscated, but his soldiers' phones were not confiscated. The two of them weaved through the Star Demon group, one in front and one behind. These Star Demon were only rank 1 or 2. They were all Galactic Sea Realm experts, so they were naturally not afraid. In a few breaths, the two of them arrived at the source. They saw Jiang Changkong killing the Star Demon. Jiang Changkong. Zhao Qianjun's expression became even gloomier. "He's Jiang Changkong? The one who killed Lu Wuhai and ruined our plans?" The young man in the blue robe's expression was frighteningly ugly. They saw Jiang Changkong, and Jiang Changkong also saw them. Zhao Qianjun was about to say something, but the young man in the blue robe had already dashed over. He gathered astral power and threw a palm at Jiang Changkong's forehead. Jiang Changkong's expression changed. He hurriedly raised his palm to defend himself. The Tai Chi armor automatically appeared. Boom! The two palms collided. Only 20% of the astral power flowed to the side. The rest of the astral power blew Jiang Changkong away. The young man in the blue robe was about to attack again when Jiang Changkong's phone rang. Zhao Qianjun moved and stopped the young man in the blue robe. Sir Chu, he's one of us. Sir Jiang, we were just fooling around. May I know why you're killing the star demon in the middle of the night? Oh, it's Sir Chu. You're very strong. I admire you. Jiang Changkong said and took out his phone. The alarm went off. It scared me. I thought it was someone calling. The two of them. Is this a F***king alarm? Chapter 85. The corner of Zhao Qianjuan's mouth twitched. Why are you killing the star demon so late at night, Sir Jiang? Jiang Changkong said calmly. I'm bored, so I came out to lighten the burden on Rivertown and earn some star stones to repay the school. I see. Why don't you come to my tent? We can discuss how to kill more star demon. Zhao Qianjun smiled. No need. I've killed enough with this method, Jiang Changkong said. Zhao Qianjun frowned slightly. I'm sorry about what happened just now. We didn't know that the star demon went berserk and injured the soldiers. Sir Chu didn't know you and attacked in a moment of anger. I'm sorry. I didn't know Thousand-Man Commander Zhao would be here. Jiang Changkong said apologetically. I'm very sorry that you were involved. I'll continue the operation tomorrow. Please be prepared, Thousand-Man Commander Zhao. Ignorance is not a crime. We didn't expect Sir Jiang to be here either. Zhao Qianjun smiled. Since we've spoken, I'll stop too. I'll be taking my leave. Jiang Changkong cupped his hands and said his goodbyes. Then he left in a flash. Looking at the direction Jiang Changkong left in, the two of them had extremely ugly expressions on their faces. Taiji fist. Good move. My palm strike didn't kill him. He only spat out some blood, Sir Chu said coldly. Jiang Changkong's strong point is his defense. He's like a turtle. With Taiji fist and iron skin, even a star demon of the same level can't break his defense. Zhao Qianjun's expression was ugly. I just didn't expect that kid's phone to ring because of his alarm. Sir Chu's expression was also ugly. They had all thought that someone had called. But as long as Jiang Changkong answered the call, they wouldn't dare to kill him again. Unless they wanted to go against the Federation. They didn't want to live anymore. However, they didn't expect it to be an alarm. Both of them were furious. Why did the alarm have to ring at this time? What are you trying to do with an alarm in the middle of the night? A thief? No matter how strong his defense is, he won't live past tomorrow. High official Chu snorted coldly and said, that special star demon cannot be obtained by anyone other than us. I understand. But it's not appropriate for me to attack Jiang Changkong, Zhao Qianjun said with a frown. Exalted Chu said indifferently, leave this matter to my two subordinates. They will handle it. After the two of them finished their discussion, they did not leave. Instead, they hit at the side to check for any special star demon. However, what disappointed them was that the special star demon didn't appear after one night. Jiang Changkong was also disappointed. He also stayed nearby for a night. Could it be that the star demon ran away again? Watching the two of them leave, Jiang Changkong found a secluded place and began to rest. Jiang Changkong slept all the way until noon before he woke up. Fortunately, the star demon did not ambush him while he was asleep. Sitting up, Jiang Changkong recalled last night's events. That high official Chu attacked him as soon as they met. Clearly, he wanted to kill him. Zhao Qianjun only stopped high official Chu when he saw his alarm ring. It seemed that this special star demon was also very important to them. That was why they did not hesitate to kill him. Luckily, I set the alarm in advance last night. Otherwise, I would have to expose some of my strength. Jiang Changkong pondered. It was fine to expose his strength, but he could not let Zhao Qianjun feel that he could not handle it. If he scared Zhao Qianjun away, who would find the special star demon? As for High Official Chu, he was at the peak of the Star Ocean in the outer city. Who knew what would happen if he died in Jiang City? Jiang Changkong continued killing the Star Demon during the day. He had already informed Zhao Qianjun last night. Zhao Qianjun had no reason to stop him. The stench of blood filled the air. The Star Demon went berserk again. Zhao Qianjun and High Official Chu were furious. Aren't you tired? However, to Jiang Changkong's disappointment, there was still no special Star Demon. These Grade 2 Star Stones were still useful, but the Grade 1 Star Stones were useless. After thinking about it, he decided to keep some peak Grade 1 Star Stones and store them in his interspatial ring. He could give them to Lu Feng or his juniors in the school. Maybe there would be a special Star Demon to inform him next time. After another day of killing, Jiang Changkong left and found a place to recover his star energy. The night was dark, and the surroundings were quiet. Jiang Changkong, who was sitting cross-legged, suddenly frowned and opened his eyes. His 5 senses were sharp, and he could hear 2 clear footsteps. With the handle of his saber in hand, Jiang Changkong focused and felt the approaching footsteps. The 2 of them were not weak. They were at the late stage of the Star Ocean realm and were less than 100 meters away. Nothing could hide from Xiao Qin's 5 senses. The weeds were pushed aside, and 2 middle-aged men walked out at the same time. They looked at Jiang Changkong. "Who are you?" Jiang Changkong slowly got up and flicked his saber. One of the 2 middle-aged men had long hair, and the other had short hair. Both of them were burly. "Third brother's star concealing ring? Why is it in your hands?" The 2 middle-aged men looked at the black ring on Jiang Changkong's left hand at the same time, and a strong murderous intent swept out. From the Blue Cloud Hunters? Jiang Changkong was slightly dazed. He couldn't believe that he would run into people from the Blue Cloud Hunters here. "Kill!" The 2 of them looked at each other, and the azure sword aura created a gust of wind that uprooted the weeds around. Golden flame? Mystic saber. Jiang Changkong's blade spun, and terrifying golden flames filled the air. His feet ignited flames, and his body moved like a phantom. Buzz. 1 slash, and the sword chi dissipated and blood flowed. Arg. With a clang, 2 swords fell to the ground, and 2 hands fell at the same time. The top of the Star Sea realm, the 2 of them were startled. This wasn't close to the mid-stage of the Star Sea realm, but the peak of the Star Sea realm, and not just any peak. Given their strength, even a peak Star Sea realm cultivator wouldn't be able to cut off their hands in one move. Before they stopped screaming, the blade flashed, and another hand was sent flying. Both hands were cut off at the same time. Powerful astral power surged out of their bodies, and the 2's wounds quickly stopped bleeding. The next moment, a magnificent stream of astral power surged. Jiang Changkong didn't use his saber anymore, and he covered the 2 with his palms. Plop! As soon as the palms fell, the astral power of the 2 immediately collapsed. Their knees went weak, and they knelt down, creating 4 deep pits on the ground. "You want to kill me with such strength?" Jiang Changkong stared at the 2 coldly. "Why are you here?" The 2 of them trembled, and the astral power in their bodies was still struggling. But no matter what they did, Jiang Changkong's astral power was like a mountain, suppressing them, not saying a word. "How tough?" A golden flame appeared on Jiang Changkong's palm. "Then let's see how long you can be tough." The golden flame fell on the 2's broken wrists, and the temperature was scorching them. Their miserable screams resounded in the night sky, making everyone's hair stand on end. The flames burned their flesh, and the excruciating pain made the 2 of them sweat profusely. Under the suppression of astral power, the 2 of them could only tremble and stay on their knees despite the excruciating pain. Even rolling on the ground became a luxury, and the aroma of meat wafted in the air. Still not talking? Flames appeared on Jiang Changkong's palm again. "If I tell you, you can leave. You can have your hands back. They can be cured when you go back to the city. I'll talk." The long-haired young man couldn't take it anymore and cried out in pain. The short-haired middle-aged man screamed in pain. He wanted to move, but Jiang Changkong's magnificent astral power stopped him. "Speak." Jiang Changkong waved his hand, and the flames on the long-haired man's arms disappeared. Will you really let us go? The long-haired man took a deep breath and looked at Jiang Changkong with uncertainty. This Jiang's words carry enormous weight. Jiang Changkong guaranteed. Mr. Chu Tianxing asked us to kill you. Eighth brother, you traitor, the short-haired man gritted his teeth and yelled. He was trembling violently because of Jiang Changkong's astral power. Go on. A ray of Tai Chi astral power appeared on Jiang Changkong's palm, and he stuffed it into the short-haired man's mouth. Because you killed Lu Wuhai and cut off the line of fire, and because of the special star demon, we were worried that you would ruin the plan. Chu Tianxing asked us to kill you to prevent you from ruining the plan. Chapter 86. Chu Tianxing, the fourth son of the Chu family in Gangshui Castle, was at the top of Star Ocean. The Green Cloud Demon Hunters were a team raised by the Chu family. They hunted the star demon. The Chu family was very powerful. In Zhanghai Province, there were Chu family members in the army of many cities. Zhao Qianjun had been planted in Jiangcheng by the Chu family. As for Chu Tianxing, he didn't recognize the ring in his hand at first glance. So, the soldier that Lu Wuhai bribed was Zhao Qianjun? Jiang Changkong asked. It wasn't a bribe at all. The Chu family told Zhao Qianjun to do it. Without the Chu family's permission, Zhao Qianjun wouldn't have protected Lu Wuhai. The long-haired, middle-aged man explained. Jiang Changkong was enlightened. I see. Then what's the special star demon? Zhao Qianjun caught it and offered it to the Chu family. Zhao Qianjun couldn't catch the special star demon. He was going to transport it to Gangshui Castle and hand it over to the Chu family. However, a star demon at the top of Star Ocean came out and broke the alloy cage that imprisoned the special star demon. In the chaos, the special star demon ran away and came to Jiangcheng. Li Qiuchuan happened to see it and told him. Zhao Qianjun didn't dare to leak the information about the special star demon, but he couldn't deal with the star demon at the top of Star Ocean. He could only inform the Chu family to send someone over. So, Chu Tianxing came. Before Chu Tianxing came, he had taken action. It would be best if he could catch the special star demon. He couldn't deal with the star demon at the top of Star Ocean, but he had to catch the special star demon. He could only ask Xiao Hu and the other soldiers to delay the star demon. As for their lives, Zhao Qianjun didn't care at all. Except for his soldiers, no one knew about the star demon at the top of Star Ocean. He did the same thing. After the incident, he said that he didn't know anything and made a sacrifice. On that special star demon, Zhao Qianjun had installed tracking equipment that the military had eliminated. Those that had not been eliminated would be inspected by the army every day, and they would have to report their usage to the major for approval. Zhao Qianjun could not use them on his own. He could only use the obsolete tracking device. It could only lock onto a certain range and was unable to accurately track the target. Jiang Changkong nodded and withdrew his astral power. You could go now. Thank you, thank you. The long-haired middle-aged man's face lit up with joy as he repeatedly expressed his gratitude. At the same time, he glanced at the person beside him. Tight-lipped? To hell with it. I'm not a loyal dog of the Chu family. Oh. The short-haired middle-aged man trembled with excitement. Unfortunately, his mouth was blocked by astral power, and he couldn't say a word. Jiang Changkong wiped his hand, and the astral power dissipated. Can't wait to die. The short-haired middle-aged man panted heavily and hurriedly said, I want to add he didn't finish. In any case, he had already said that if he could live, he wouldn't die just like that. Tell me about it. Jiang Changkong smiled and returned the two broken hands to the long-haired young man. Be quick, and you'll be fine. Thank you. The long-haired middle-aged man expressed his gratitude and left. The Green Cloud Demon Hunting Team has 18 members in total. They have no contact with the Chu family on the surface. They're raised by the Chu family, but they're not loyal. Usually, it's the captain who gives orders to contact the Chu family. The short-haired middle-aged man was relieved to see his companions leave. The captain is in the early stage of Stargate. He's very strong. That was also the reason why Chu Tianxing didn't recognize the ring on his hand. The third brother he killed had never been in contact with Chu Tianxing, and he didn't know that Chu Tianxing had the hidden star ring. Not loyal? The Chu family must have raised you for nothing. Jiang Changkong sneered. The short-haired middle-aged man smiled awkwardly, but didn't dare to say anything. Jiang Changkong's expression was cold. If that's all you have, you won't be able to live. What kind of people are in the Green Cloud team? We're Gangshui Castle martial artists. We're ordinary martial artists who were deceived by the Chu family. That's why we're working for them, the short-haired middle-aged man said quickly. Jiang Changkong's gaze turned cold. Do you think I'm easy to fool? Or are you saying that I can't find out anything about the Green Cloud team? The short-haired middle-aged man trembled. After a moment of silence, he said, the Green Cloud team is a bunch of desperados. They're working for the Chu family because they have something on them. Desperados, Jiang Changkong muttered. With a flash of his saber, the head was sent flying. After catching the head, Jiang Changkong wrapped it in a cloth and rushed into the weeds. The long-haired, middle-aged man hadn't gone far yet. His 5 senses could sense the frantic footsteps. He lit a fire under his feet and walked on it. In just a moment, he had already caught up. Jiang Changkong, what are you trying to do? The long-haired, middle-aged man's face was filled with fear. He couldn't help but take a few steps back. Kill you. Jiang Changkong raised his saber again, and a saber light streaked across. You said you'd let me go. The head was sent flying, and blood spurted into the sky. I never keep my promises to my enemies. It's just like how I don't drink when my enemies offer me a toast. Jiang Changkong muttered to himself. Even Chao Yi understood this logic. Why don't you guys understand it? Without the head, the essence, qi, and spirit are also reduced. Jiang Changkong extracted 350 points of essence, qi, and spirit from each of them. With this, his essence, qi, and spirit had already exceeded 30,000 points. After putting the 2 heads on, Jiang Changkong stood up and went to the place where he had agreed to meet with Lu Feng and Lu Feng. When he arrived at the place, the 2 had yet to arrive. Jiang Changkong wasn't in a hurry and waited patiently. About half an hour later, Lu Feng and Lu Feng carefully made their way over. Jiang Changkong stood up and looked at the 2. This way, Changkong. The 2 relaxed and said, I've put my phone away, but I can't guarantee that it will be able to record anything. Just now, I was assassinated by Chu Tianxing's men. Jiang Changkong told them everything, including the Blue Cloud Hunters. Zhao Qianjun is the scourge in the military. The 2's expressions changed at the same time. Jiang Changkong said in a low voice, Yes, this is what I found out. If you want evidence, I don't have it. Without evidence, we can't take Zhao Qianjun down. Lu Feng and Lu Feng said with a dark expression, I can make evidence, but I need your help. This will be very risky, Jiang Changkong said in a low voice. The 2 were stunned and asked, How do we make evidence? When I was in Wu City, I obtained a batch of bombs, but I still don't know how to deal with them, Jiang Changkong said lightly. The 2 looked at each other, and a flash of understanding appeared on their faces. As long as the bomb appears in the tent of the 2 of them, we will continue to insist that the yellow mud that fell on the crotch of the pants is shit. Jiang Changkong nodded. That was true, but how to put the bombs in would be a problem. Moreover, how to get the other soldiers to stand on their side. Lu Feng sneered. We need your help. We will leave here tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, you will lure a group of Star Demon to block the way and then secretly attack. As long as Zhao Qianjun feels danger, he will abandon everyone, including his bodyguards. Also, can you get us some Class 1 and Class 2 star stones to rope them in? That way, we will be able to get some credit together. Zhang Yimou thought for a while and said, But Zhao Qianjun and Chu Tianxing are both very strong. How can we get rid of them? After this is done, you should stay away. I will prepare a bomb in advance to heavily injure them, and then deal with them. Jiang Changkong said. Looks like Changkong has a lot of bombs. The 2 smiled in relief. That's settled. I want the Star Demon Tracker on Zhao Qianjun, Jiang Changkong said. We promise that no one will leak the Star Demon. Now, our brothers are worried that they will be the next ones to die. Lu Feng smiled. It was good enough that they could survive, and they could also get some credit. Why would they leak the information about the special Star Demon? As for the Chu family looking for trouble after this, they wouldn't be able to find them. Moreover, It was the incompetence of the captain of Jiang City that the Federation didn't look for trouble with the Chu family. Jiang Changkong touched the ring on his left hand. He didn't know how to deal with this batch of bombs, but it was useful now. Now it was time to give Chu Tianqing a big gift. These two heads were suitable. Chapter 87. In Zhao Qianjuan's tent, the two sat opposite each other and drank. Putting down his cup, Chu Tianqing frowned slightly. I don't know why, but I feel uneasy. What's there to be uneasy about, young master? Jiang Changkong is dead for sure. No one will see the special star demon. No one will know about our relationship. Zhao Qianjun smiled. The special star demon was equipped with a tracking device and a mark. Once people knew that he had offered it to the Chu family, his identity would be exposed. Coupled with the recent incident with the firearms, if someone investigated further, he might be exposed. By then, not only him, but the Chu family would also be in big trouble. Chu Tianqing pondered for a moment. Feeling that his arrangements were foolproof, he relaxed. Chiliarch, High Official Chu, High Official Jiang would like to see you. A guard walked in and said respectfully. High Official Jiang. The two froze. Zhao Qianjuan's mouth twitched. Jiang Changkong. Wasn't he supposed to be dead? Why was he here? The guard lowered his head and said nothing. He just stood there respectfully. Let's go take a look. Chu Tianqing stood up and walked out of the tent. Zhao Qianjun hurriedly followed. If Jiang Changkong was not dead, why was he here? He had invited him last night, but he had refused. As soon as the two walked out of the tent, two heads rolled over and stopped at their feet. Seeing the two heads, their expressions changed drastically. These were the two men they had sent out. Jiang Changkong stood straight and smiled. Chiliarch, High Official Chu, this is a small token of my appreciation. You. Chu Tianqing was furious. He was just about to speak when Zhao Qianjun stopped him. High Official Jiang, what do you mean by this? I was resting tonight. These two came and attacked me in the middle of the night. Jiang Changkong's expression was cold. Speaking of which, it's quite a coincidence. These two are quite unlucky. A galactic pinnacle star demon actually appeared here. It's the star demon at the pinnacle of the sea of stars. How unlucky of them to have encountered such a strange thing. The two. Galaxy Summit Star Demon? How could he be hit by these two fellows? Didn't he leave the vicinity? Could it be that the star demon at the pinnacle of Star Ocean was not with the special star demon? However, it was also possible that Jiang Changkong was using his blood chi to attract the star demon. It was normal to attract the star demon at the peak of Star Ocean. It can only be said that these two guys were really unlucky. Assassinating a military consecrator is a serious crime. Jiang Changkong sneered. That's why I chopped off their heads and gave them to Chiliarch Zhao, so that he could earn some merit. Zhao Qianjun. Chu Tianqing. Why the F***CK would I earn any merit? He was one of us in the first place. Fury burned in the bottom of his heart. Chu Tianqing was overflowing with killing intent, but he didn't dare to make a move. If he killed Jiang Changkong, he would have to kill everyone here in order to prevent any news from spreading. If he couldn't kill Jiang Changkong in one move, if he spread the news, it wouldn't be able to hide it either. He had sent people to kill Jiang Changkong to clear his name. But now, the people he had sent had been killed instead. What? You don't want the merit? Jiang Changkong asked in surprise. Zhao Qianjuan's anger was gathering in his chest, but he could only suppress it. Why would I? No one would refuse to take credit for something like this. Then give me the star stones, Jiang Changkong said as he stretched out his hand. Zhao Qianjun was stunned. Given the star stones? What star stones? Jiang Changkong's expression was calm. I'm giving you the merit. You should at least give me something in return. Third-grade star stones are nothing. Zhao Qianjun really wanted to hack him to death. You killed our people. I still have to give you the F***King star stones as a reward? What kind of logic was this? It seems like Chiliarch Zhao isn't sincere. I'll go look for Chiliarch Cheng. He's definitely willing to make a deal. Jiang Changkong said calmly. As he spoke, his star power surged and swept toward the two heads. Chiliarch Cheng is busy, so I won't bother him. Here are 10 pieces of third-grade star stones. Without waiting for Zhao Qianjuan's reply, Chu Tianqing waved his hand. 10 star stones appeared and flew toward Jiang Chongkong. Many thanks. Jiang Chongkong didn't think it was too little. He took the 10 star stones, turned around, and left. If there's business in the future, I'll look for you again. It was enough to annoy them once. 10 pieces of 3rd grade star stones and 1,000 points of essence, chi, and spirit were not bad. As soon as he left, the two of them couldn't suppress their anger anymore. Damn it, Zhao Qianjun said, gnashing his teeth. I'll find a chance to kill him myself. Chu Tianxing said angrily. Zhao Qianjun frowned and said, We'll leave tomorrow. The special star demon has already left. You guys leave first tomorrow. I'll kill him from behind. Whether he knows about the special star demon or not, he must die. Chu Tianxing said coldly. The bodyguards at the side kept quiet out of fear. Their bodies were stiff, and they didn't dare to move for fear that their anger would implicate them. Jiang Chongkong withdrew his essence, chi, and spirit, and threw away the star stones. It's time to lure the star demon. Jiang Chongkong left in a flash. Lu Feng had already informed him of the direction in which they were heading. The special star demon was also there. When everything was settled tomorrow, he would kill these two guys and then capture the special star demon. As for that Chu Tianxing, he should also have something like the star concealment ring. 10 star stones had flown out of nowhere, but he didn't have a ring on his hand. Could it be something else? While thinking, Jiang Chongkong hurried on his way. On the way, he met the star demon and killed it directly, but the wound was blocked with astral power. He didn't have much astral power, but it could last for a few hours. At dawn, the blood would flow out automatically. As long as Zhao Qianjun didn't deliberately check, he wouldn't find anything wrong. By the time they smelled the blood, it was already too late. Although it was troublesome, it only consumed some astral power. And what he didn't lack was astral power. After the star demon fell, Jiang Chongkong thought for a moment and put the star demon in position. Every star demon blocked the wound with astral power. In less than 2 hours, Jiang Chongkong's astral power had been depleted by half. He thought for a while and felt that it was enough, so he started to kill the star demon. The star demon needed more astral power to block the wound to prevent the blood from escaping. He piled up the star demon one by one, forming a pile of corpses. After that, Jiang Chongkong sat with his legs crossed, recovered his astral power, and waited for Zhao Qianjun to join the battle. As time went by, the first ray of sunlight broke through the darkness. Zhao Qianjun left with his team and went in the direction where Jiang Chongkong was. They didn't pay much attention to their surroundings. Only the Star Ocean Demon at the peak of the Star Ocean stage could pose a threat to them. But they had the Essence Martial Compass, which was of a higher level. If they found it, they could retreat in advance. Half an hour later, Zhao Qianjun suddenly stopped and raised his hand. Stop, Captain. Have we reached our destination? The soldier asked in a low voice. No, why is there blood here? Zhao Qianjun frowned. Blood? The soldier was startled. Captain, this is the Star Barren Grassland. Death can happen at any time. Isn't it normal to have some blood? Zhao Qianjun thought for a moment and felt that the soldier was right. It would be abnormal if there was no blood. The group continued on their way. Soon, everyone's expressions changed. The blood was getting thicker and thicker. The sky around them was dyed red. Something's wrong. Someone is wantonly killing. Jiang Chongkong. Zhao Qianjun immediately thought of Jiang Chongkong. Only he would do something like this. We've entered Jiang Chongkong's territory? The soldiers were stunned. They knew what Jiang Chongkong did. He liked to use blood to attract the star demon and kill to his heart's content. But weren't they at the original place? When did they move to this place? Furthermore, this blood aura was coming from all directions. Did he kill all of them from all directions? Rumble. While they were thinking, the earth shook. The star demon roared in all directions, the grass fell, and the weather changed. F***CK. Everyone was shocked. Was there something wrong with his brain? Killing the star demon everywhere? Chapter 88. He used his astral power to block the wound. Even if there was still blood, it wasn't much. As time passed, the astral power dissipated. The blood was no longer suppressed and erupted. After a night of killing, The blood attracted the attention of the nearby star demon. Countless star demon gnawed on the star demon's corpse. After eating the star demon's corpse, Jiang Changkong purposely led some of the star demon to charge at Zhao Qianjun and the others. Seeing this group of soldiers, the star demon went crazy and charged at them. Kill, break out! Zhao Qianjun roared and swept his spear. The spear aura pierced through the air, and the star demon in front of him exploded. Get into formation and kill. The soldiers' expressions were solemn. They didn't dare to be careless and killed the star demon. Jiang Changkong hid among the star demon group and watched them fight. They were divided into 3 groups. Zhao Qianjun was alone, 5 of his bodyguards, and 13 ordinary soldiers. The 5 bodyguards stayed close to Zhao Qianjun, while the 13 ordinary soldiers didn't care about their lives. Today, you will be betrayed by everyone. Jiang Changkong looked at everything coldly. The ordinary soldiers didn't know about Zhao Qianjun, but the bodyguards definitely knew. As long as the bodyguards changed sides, the evidence would be solid. With the evidence, he could openly kill the 2 of them. Huh, I don't see Chu Tianqing. A strange look flashed across Jiang Changkong's eyes. Chu Tianqing wasn't here. Where did he go? Could it be that he went to catch the special star demon himself? But it didn't matter. The obsolete military equipment could only determine a certain range. Chu Tianqing couldn't pinpoint the exact location. Chu Tianqing wasn't here, so it was more convenient for him. He picked up a piece of star demon skin. It was peeled last night. The claws and head were still there. Although it smelled bad, it was enough to hide his identity. After putting on the star demon skin, Jiang Changkong confirmed that there were no problems. He covered his body with star power and controlled the star demon's legs and claws. He no longer hid his aura, and a powerful shockwave spread out, knocking the surrounding star demon to the ground. Star Sea Summit. 1,000-man commander, there's a Star Sea Summit nearby. The origin martial compass on the waist of a guard trembled violently as he cried out. The peak of the Sea of Stars. Chu Tianqing had gone to kill Jiang Changkong and would not be back for the time being. Could it really be the star demon at the pinnacle of Star Ocean? Roar! A roar rang out as a ball of golden astral energy converged. Sharp claws tore through the air and enveloped Zhao Qianjun. Golden astral power and bronze skin and iron bones. Even if he only used his astral power, it would be enough to beat Zhao Qianjun. Zhao Qianjun was terrified. He gathered all his astral powers on his spear and faced the claws head-on. Boom! Poochie! The claws fell, and the golden astral powers bombarded the spear. Zhao Qianjun spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying. Protect the 1,000-man commander, the 5 guards shouted. They forced the star demon to retreat and stood in front of Zhao Qianjun to protect him. Roar! The star demon roared again as it closed in. Golden astral powers shone on its claws. The terrifying golden astral powers were so strong that they had reached the limit of the Star Sea realm. It was enough to destroy any expert in the Star Sea realm. The 5 guards would not be able to stop it. The fear on Zhao Qianjun's face intensified. Since he had lost his spear, he had no more hope. He made up his mind and gathered a ball of astral powers, which enveloped the 5 guards. The 5 guards were bombarded, and they pounced toward the star demon's claws, charging toward the terrifying astral powers. I'll go get reinforcements. You guys block it. Zhao Qianjun leaped and disappeared among the group of star demon. 1,000-man commander, the 5 guards were enraged. You can run if you want, but why do you have to push us to our deaths? The golden astral powers fell and enveloped the 5 guards. They had despair on their faces and could only wait for death to come. However, the next moment, the 5 of them were stunned. The astral powers only swept them away. They did not hurt them. The star demon, on the other hand, quickly chased after the escaping Zhao Qianjun. What's going on? The 5 guards were still confused. Why was it not killing them? Did the star demon change its nature? Brothers, don't just stand there. The situation is critical. Lu Feng pushed the star demon back and shouted. The 5 guards came to their senses and hurriedly blocked the charging star demon. As for Zhao Qianjun, he had already disappeared. They could not catch up to him even if they wanted to protect him. Moreover, they were not in the mood to protect Zhao Qianjun anymore. Jiang Changkong chased after Zhao Qianjun and disappeared among the group of Star Demon. He watched Zhao Qianjun leave. It was time to save Lu Feng and the others. With so many Star Demon surrounding them, Lu Feng and the others could not resist at all. They were already in danger. Jiang Changkong took off the beast hide and took out a long saber. He changed his direction and went to save them. The Star Demon had already surrounded them. Its sharp claws and astral powers vibrated. The guards kept shrinking their defensive circle. Some of the guards were already wounded. Their arms were torn open and blood flowed out. Lu Feng and the others gritted their teeth and defended. Because they were too close to the Star Demon, they had already given up on spears and switched to swords. Golden Flame Mystic Saber. Jiang Changkong jumped and landed beside Lu Feng and the others. The terrifying golden flames condensed into a saber aura and split into thousands of pieces. Boom! The golden flame saber aura landed and the Star Demon were cut in half. Blood flowed out and the fragrance of meat wafted out. Consecrated Jiang Changkong. The guards were overjoyed and looked at him excitedly. Everyone, don't worry. Gather together. Jiang Changkong waved his hand and saber aura swept out, sweeping away all the Star Demon near the guards. The two groups of guards gathered and looked around worriedly. Consecrated Jiang, there are so many Star Demon. What should we do? I will bring you guys out. You don't need to do anything. Just follow me. Jiang Changkong smiled calmly and raised his left hand. A Tai Chi diagram appeared and expanded rapidly, protecting everyone. Jiang Changkong chose the direction they came from. He held the saber in his right hand and swallowed the Star Demon. Roar! The Star Demon attacked from behind. Everyone's heart skipped a beat. Just as they were about to attack, the Tai Chi diagram shook and the Star Demon was forced back. What a powerful Tai Chi diagram! The guards were overjoyed and no longer worried. It was my fault this time. I killed the Star Demon here and implicated all of you. Jiang Changkong said with a sincere expression. Before the others could speak, Lu Feng said, "No one knew about this. How can we blame you?" Zhang Mo said, "Speaking of which, we barged into the place where you killed the Star Demon. How can we blame you?" "That's right. You can't blame consecrated Jiang." Some people were still angry at first, but after hearing what the two said, they immediately changed their words. Even if they were angry, they did not dare to show it. There's one thing I didn't expect. Zhao Qianjun would even send his own guards to their deaths. Lu Feng changed the topic and said coldly, "Last time, it was Xiao Hu and the others. This time, it's his guards. What else can't he abandon?" The 5 guards opened their mouths, but did not know how to refute. They could not refute it either. This was the truth. The other ordinary soldiers all looked angry. They still remembered what happened last time. Jiang Changkong asked curiously, "What's going on?" "1,000-man commander, Zhao, actually sent you to your deaths?" "This is what happened." Lu Feng said everything without missing a word. Jiang Changkong was furious when he heard this. How can someone with such a character become a chiliarch? As a superior, he has the responsibility to protect his subordinates. How would he send his subordinates to their deaths? Consecrated Jiang. The soldiers were moved, but they sighed helplessly. But he's a chiliarch, and we're just ordinary soldiers. What can we do? The 5 bodyguards looked desolate, and their eyes were filled with anger. Jiang Changkong continued, "Although Zhao Qianjun is at fault, it's not a big one. Even if I want to help you, I'm not in a position to interfere. Changkong, we're familiar with you. If you don't help us, we'll definitely die next time," Lu Feng said anxiously. Zhang Mo was also anxious. "That's right. If we don't help, we'll be dead for sure if Zhao Qianjun sends us to our deaths next time." The 5 guards trembled slightly. They could not help but say, "Please help us. Consecrated Jiang. Success." Jiang Changkong was overjoyed. The next step was to create evidence, kill the 2 guards, and obtain the tracking device.